All right, what is up? Let me make sure that everything is happening here. Hopefully, everybody can hear me. What's happening? All right, so I know we got sound coming through on YouTube because now I can hear the shit echoing. So let me mute this shit. Ta 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 ta. And we're going to do a screen share in a minute. I'm just now getting set up. This is another unplanned stream. So that's what's happening. To share screen. I'm going to share system audio. Okay. So as always, this is a cluster. It's me. You guys that have followed me already know that Coop ain't the brightest bulb on the tree. Oh, and Sabar starts a freaking live video right now. Oh, Sabar, I love you. You are the Mexican man of the hour. But why'd you have to start a new video now? And I'm getting every kind of notification on the planet right now. Okay, so let's see where we're at. Let's kill a couple things real fast because I've been doing my normal research. And we're going to have fun. Oh, first things first, kids. Let's have a little bit more fun. Let's look at when the girls of Instagram try to hit you up and you start asking them about real things. So just hang with me. Because you guys already know if you're on Instagram, you are going to get hit up by the whole patrol. And they are pretty much relentless. So this chick hits me up, and of course, I'm going to have some fun. So she's asking, yeah, are you there? Yada, yada. I ask her, are you interested in plasma cuts? Got anything in mind? Nice meeting you. Where do you live? That wasn't an answer to a question that I asked, but okay. So we're just having fun. What about plasma cuts? I charge $100 an hour to design them, anywhere between $50 and $400 for a standard cut. Then she asked me, "Do you have Cash App?" Well, yeah, I do. Yeah, we can do some Cash App stuff. Why, yes. Do you have any plasma cuts you want done? Yeah. So then I tell her, send me over a pic, send me over a design. We'll work on it. And then this chick has the balls enough to tell me that I need to send her $100 on Cash App, and then she'll send it back to me. No, falling under the category of things that aren't happening, I would do that before I vote Democrat. But again, that shit ain't happening. So now this is where I tell her, no, just go ahead and send me $400 as a down payment on a plasma cut, and then we can work with that. She says that's not happening either, and then I tell her, well, you really don't want a plasma cut, do you? So anyway, that's the fun part for the night. Let me move back over here. Let me refresh this because I added a few things. And now we are going to talk about ghost guns. And yeah, there's no such thing as ghost guns. It's a made-up marketing term because Democrats are really good at marketing. And let's face it, those who call themselves Republicans are very much sucky at advertising. So they let Democrats basically control everything when it comes to the actual wordage on things. What's up, Vanessa? What's up, G23? Warsaw, BS, what is happening, my brother? Hell, let me do something real quick because what's up, Chris? Let me get my shit straight here. One of these days, I will get it right. I'm not saying it's going to happen anytime soon. It will probably be somewhere around the time that I die, but I'm going to try to get it straight. Hold on, because I can put this. Oh, shit. I don't know what I did. Nah, I know what I did. It's a freaking day, guys. I am running and trying to be an actual adult these days. Yeah, dude, look, this gun control stuff, and it just, to start you guys off with my whole train for tonight. And I have no idea how long I'll be on. I'm kind of taking a break from doing some SDI homework right now. I just finished out one class for the week, and I'll start working on the other class and starting getting stuff dialed in on that class. But I took a break because there was a video that popped up underneath another video that I was listening to, and it was the fire sale. Dealers selling off ghost gun parts because, of course, the new regulations are supposed to pop out next week. So, of course, that kind of yanks my chain a little bit, and I'm gonna start playing this. So we're going to walk through this. And there's a couple of different stories, and this theme pops up through a bunch of different channels. What's up, Safety Doc? Vanessa, Kitty, Chris. Who all we got? Hold on, let me cycle back up. Uh-oh. What did my headphones just do? Now my headphones are back. Hopefully you guys can hear me because apparently my headphones have decided to disconnect and reconnect. So if you can't hear me, just scream at me in the chat. I'm a moron. Your browser has lost connection with screen share audio. What the f is going on with this? Everything's going crazy. So hopefully you guys can hear me, whether it's on audio from these headphones or another headphone. I have no idea what my computer's decided to do right now. So anyway, got on this ghost gun kick. So we're going to watch some videos and go through some of this because God knows I like to share the pain in case you guys have not noticed. Okay, let me know if you guys can hear this okay. Yeah, Safety Doc, I should have some, if not this week, I should have something for you next week. I'm probably 10 cuts behind on stuff that I'm designing right now, but yours is in the queue. I actually had something pop up for another cat who needed something on kind of a rush deal. And once I pretty much got everything finalized, everything's painted. Once I ship that out, then I should be back on track as far as plasma cuts go. And yeah, my actual, yeah, it's nuts. So anyway, let's listen to this crap. Now, the term fire sale, you'll hear this. This guy's in a few different videos that we're going to look at. And this is the term that they have coined for this particular time. Again, Democrats and marketing. Democrats are extremely good at marketing. Oh, if you can, no one hear? Ah, hold on. Let me stop the screen share and I'll start the screen share back over and make sure that I actually have the audio on. All right, yeah, we got the audio on. Let me get some notifications out of my way because I'm getting notifications from everything. All right, so let me know if you guys can hear this.
California started enforcing tough restrictions on ghost guns back in 2018, but police data we reviewed showed that ghost gun seizures around the state have gone up since then, not down. And we found the new federal
All right, Fudd, can you hear it now, Fudd?
rules that take effect next Wednesday have apparently unleashed a flood in the market for these untraceable firearms.
The actual work is pretty easy.
To find out just how easy it is.
Now, these are two guys, from what I've seen in these stories, these are two guys in California that are regular home builders like the rest of us. So for some reason, either the news contacted them or they contacted the news. And I'm pretty sure these guys tried to show the news people that, hey, all we are is average people. We like to build guns. And then you have to listen to the way the news starts to frame this shit. And I'm sure if you watch the full interview, these guys try to tell them this is an everyday thing. Everybody's doing it. It's completely legal. There's nothing wrong with it. But you have to listen to the words that the news uses to frame this shit.
To make a ghost gun.
This is blank.
We visited Bob and Hugh in a garage in California's Central Valley, where they've been building these homemade guns for years as a hobby. They ask us to withhold their last names because they fear backlash.
The whole process takes about an hour and a half.
They show.
Now, the only reason these guys, and I'm going to let it play, but the only reason these guys would have to fear backlash, well, there's two reasons. One, from people who don't like guns, who would very much like to see these two guys in prison. And two, from people in the so-called gun community who don't want to see people interacting with the news. So those were reasons that these guys would have to fear backlash. In a rational, open society, these guys would have nothing to fear whatsoever.
Notice how they take what to most of us looks like a gun part,
Magazine release.
but under current federal law is regarded as just a hunk of metal, a paperweight.
This is what it ends up looking like.
And within an hour or so, on the garage workbench, turn it into a working homemade firearm, just like one from a manufacturer. The only
Yes, because even though a manufacturer might use different process to do so, they're still functioning firearms. There's nothing wrong with that.
difference, most privately made firearms created this way have no serial numbers, almost no way to trace them if they are later used in a crime, earning the name ghost guns.
Another AR-15.
Let's how it's said, ghost guns. Like you, and another news story gets into it, and it's quite funny, but like you can't remove an existing serial number. It is much easier to remove an existing serial number than it is to actually manufacture a working firearm that you may have to troubleshoot because not all of them go together like fucking Legos. Yeah.
15 lower receiver.
You can buy an unserialized ghost gun part legally with only a credit card and an address in most states.
Now, again, listen to the word. An unserialized ghost gun part. That could be a barrel, that could be a slide, that could be a trigger, that could be any number of different things. It's all about pushing the fear porn for these jackasses, and there is over half this country who will buy into this shit.
For now, we know because we did it.
Okay, we shall see.
Bob and Hughes started putting serial numbers on all the guns they make starting in 2018, when a California law began requiring ghost gun registration there. Rules that will soon extend to every state as the federal government plans to mandate serial numbers on all relevant gun parts used to make homemade firearms. They'll also require.
Hey, Warsaw, yeah, there are already bills in place right now where they want to basically serialize every 3D printer and milling machine. And I've covered some of those bills already on my channel. The pure insanity of this shit is mind-boggling.
Anyone who buys these parts to submit to a background check.
They're going to be discouraging people from going out and participating in this hobby.
But multiple law enforcement sources tell us the new rules aren't meant to target hobbyists. They're intended to stop those who produce guns to sell to criminals who otherwise couldn't get a gun legally.
That is already illegal. I'm going to fucking start screaming. I'm going to lose my mind before this is over, and I'm going to share it with all of you guys. But yeah, selling a gun to a person who is prohibited at this point is already illegal. Why do we need another law that is going to only affect those of us who try to be law-abiding?
Number of ghost guns or privately made firearms recovered and traced by law enforcement from crime scenes since 2016 has exploded nationwide, 1,000%.
It is very troubling.
Charlie Patterson, special agent in charge at ATF's Washington, D.C. Field Division, says untraceable guns lead to more crimes they can't solve.
Here in the
Dude, you can't solve most of the crimes if the son of a bitch was caught with the gun in his possession while he was actually firing it. But you listen to the way this douchebag from the ATF talks. Listen to what this fucker says, and it tells you everything you need to know about where some of these ATF agents stand.
district, 41% of all privately made firearms that are recovered linked to another shooting.
Now, again, 41% of all privately manufactured firearms that are linked to a crime or found in a crime or linked to another shooting. He doesn't tell you how many firearms that is that are actually privately manufactured firearms. He doesn't tell you the difference between a privately manufactured firearm and one that has had a serial number removed already. Again, you're dealing with marketing terms here. Yeah, Fudge, you might need to take a fistful of blood pressure pills. What's up, Mike?
That could go up. CBS News has found that there's a rush to sell off these soon-to-be regulated gun parts. A fire sale, so to speak.
Does that worry? That is a concern for all law enforcement.
Matthew Verisco is special agent in charge of ATF's Philadelphia Field Division.
We have cases in Pennsylvania related to individuals that are trying to unload their inventory.
Is it really going to be a
Now, see, and he says there are cases where individuals are trying to unload their inventory. Yes, if you take a business and you tell them that your product is going to be illegal within a couple of days, they are going to try to unload that product because it becomes a financial liability. No one wants to be stuck with thousands of dollars worth of a product they can't sell when it's a legal fucking product. He's in Pennsylvania. So I will be more than willing to bet that JSD is on his shit list because JSD sells legal products to all of us. What's up, Clint? So anybody who has a gumball dispenser worth of painkillers, I could use a couple.
Effective enough? Any tool that can be utilized by law enforcement to help solve violent crime will be effective.
Bob and Hugh say they don't believe the new rules will reduce violent crime anyway.
It's not going to work because it's the same thing. Criminals don't obey the law.
As for that gun part we ordered, here it is. It came in the mail at AR-15 lower 80. No serial number, no way to trace.
What's up, Guns? How's it going, brother? And this guy's holding up an 80% receiver. I dare this douchebag to actually make a functioning firearm out of that 80% receiver that he's holding in his hand, like it is somehow Thor's fucking hammer. I doubt whether this guy could change his own oil.
It all perfectly legal. That's especially significant in Los Angeles, where police seized more than 1,900 ghost guns last year alone. That's more than double the number from the year before. And they fear they'll be setting a new record by the end of 2022. I'm investigative correspondent Stephen Stock, CBS 2 News, Los Angeles.
I like how he turns his head. I like how he turns his head like he's some serious news dude. Let's see, because this story is used in a couple of different CBS stories here, and it's all the same thing. Yeah, Vanessa, yeah, he's holding a fucking paperweight. I dare him to strap a barrel on it and try to fire a round out of it without the use of a hammer and really needing a mouth guard because it's going to blow his teeth out.
On August 24th, new federal rules will effectively ban unserialized parts and kits used to create ghost guns in every state. But we've found the new rules have apparently unleashed a flood in the market for these untraceable firearms.
The actual work is pretty.
Again, another theme, the whole untraceable firearms deal. What's up, Agorizer? Knights, what's happening?
To find out just
Knight, we are talking about the news coverage of ghost guns for this week. And there's a couple of stories that get a little further back than this week in it, but it's all the same old BS. And see, from what we're getting from the new regulations are mainly focused on polymer 80s and polymer 80 builds. So half the crap they're holding up right now, like the 80% ARs, I don't think are even going to be included in this new so-called regulation that the ATF is putting forth. At least that's what we're getting through the pipe right now. But again, this is all about pushing a narrative and pushing the fear porn. Yeah, Vanessa, they want you to well, again, bills that I've covered already on my channel want you to have to serialize every single gun part, period, so that they can trace every single gun part, period. But that's only going to work for those of us who wouldn't go in and remove a serial number in the first place. Because let's be honest, it takes 5 minutes in a rock to damage a serial number enough where you can't read it. And it takes, I don't know, sometimes hours, maybe a day or so to build a functioning firearm. You might have problems like I had with this, this polymer 80 19 that I built, where everything worked together great. And then I had problems with the gun where the cruciform wasn't functioning properly. So I had to go in and troubleshoot that and get it functioning right. So it wasn't just a slap together run. The first 17 that I built, that was a pretty much slap together run. It was, I did the frame, put all the parts in, gun ran like a champ from the start. It doesn't always work that way. It's one of the reasons I like building them. I've learned more from building these guns than I ever have from just taking one apart, cleaning it, and then throwing it back together. Good friend of mine who said we'd be able to buy them maybe without a jig. Not sure how that's. Yeah. There's all sorts of stuff that's up in the air. It's like I was talking, 80% AR receivers might be not covered by this. Because there's a lot more work involved in an 80% AR receiver versus a P80, or the tooling's different. We've got no idea exactly how this is going to shake out yet. What I can tell you 100% is the government's going to do what the government always is going to do, and they are going to pick on the weakest people they can find first until someone is big enough to actually stop them. And Jordan is going to be one. Jordan is a freaking powerhouse, and I would seriously love to see him and 1776, Rocky Brass, some others just absolutely smack the shit out of the ATF on this. Yeah, Clint, we'll know after the deadline. Well, it's going to be a while after the deadline, because if we let part of this slide, then they'll just pick on the next, and then we'll pick on the next. They'll pick on the next. And much like the government always does, they're going to push it as far as they can go.
just how easy it is to make a ghost gun.
This is blank.
We visited Bob and Hugh in a garage in California's Central Valley, where they've been building these homemade guns for years. For now,
so
we know
here's our so-called
Okay.
investigative reporter looking up ghost gun parts.
Serial numbers on all the guns they make starting in 2018. when a California law began require anyone who buys these parts to submit to a background check.
They're going to be discouraging people from going out and participating in this hobby.
But multiple
We
law
saw that
enforcement
already.
sources tell us the new rules aren't meant to target hobbyists.
And then they go through the same
Firearms that are
stock footage
recovered.
in this one.
Linked to another
I
shooting.
can't
Numbers
remember whether
that
there's
could
anything
go
too
up.
much different. in this
CBS
video.
News has found that there's a rush to sell off these soon-to-be regulated gun parts. A fire sale, so to speak.
There we go with the
That
whole
word.
fire sale.
That is a
thing again.
concern?
Ordered online, here it is. It came in the mail. An AR-15 lower 80. No serial number on it, no way to trace it. All perfectly legal. Federal agents have seized more than 45,000
Now
guns.
this all right, yeah, my
They did that in our presence. So that
yeah, hopefully my screen's back by now. But yeah, I follow Ghost Tactical. I don't know him personally, but yeah, I follow him. And yeah, for you guys wondering, my slow ass computer has a stroke sometimes when I try to switch from one video to the next, or I do anything that makes it actually have to I don't know, process at a normal goddamn speed. Why we're doing tennis shoes and beer, I have no idea, but I do like beer. With the commercials already. Leave me alone. I don't care about the commercials.
Dick, Christine, good evening. 1 week from today, August 24th, new federal rules will effectively ban unserialized parts and kits that are used to make ghost guns are in every state around the country. But we found these new rules have apparently unleashed a flood in the market for these untraceable firearms.
Now, again, that's another big theme, the untraceable firearms. And we're going to see some of the same stock footage because they work this through on multiple channels through multiple news sources. So just bear with me. There's some goodies in this one that weren't in some of the other videos.
The actual work is pretty easy.
To find out just how easy it is to make a ghost gun,
This is blank.
we visited Bob and Hugh in a garage in California's Central Valley, where they've been building these homemade guns for years as a hobby. They ask us to withhold their last names because they fear backlash.
And no, Clint, I haven't serialized a single one of my Polymer 80s or my 80% AR builds. And I'm not going to. Ever. At all. They were legal when I built them. They're going to be legal when I continue to build them. And I'm just not going down that road. I'm no threat to any other person on this planet who is not a threat to my family, my property, my loved ones, or some other innocent person around me. Why in the hell would I go through and actually comply with this shit? And I realize that sets me up for a lot of hardship if the ATF wanted to kick my door in. But we're going to have to cross that bridge when we get to it. That line in the sand is there. And it's practically a line in granite or marble at this point, at least for me. Hey, Corn Pop, what's happening, brother? The new hamster is living well. all this stuff is going to have to go through the courts, I should say. The thing that sucks right now is, and people, I've said it before, people don't pay attention to it, is that Biden has already put so many leftist judges on the circuit courts that we're not going to see any resolution to a lot of this until it reaches the Supreme Court. And that's if they don't pack the Supreme Court. So
The whole process takes about an hour and a half.
They showed us how they take what to most of us looks like a gun part,
Magazine release.
but under current federal law is regarded as just a
yes, it is a hunk of metal because you can't install the parts in it that actually make a functioning firearm. You douchebag.
hunk of metal, a paperweight.
This is what it ends up looking like.
And within an hour or so, on the garage workbench, turn it into a working homemade firearm, just like one from a manufacturer. The only difference? Most privately made firearms created this way have no serial numbers, almost no way to trace them if they are later used in.
Now, remember, this story has been used in quite a few different newscasts around the country. They just change a couple little parts, but I think later on this one, they start talking about New York. And the other news story, they were talking about parts of California. So all they're doing is basically tailoring it to that target audience. Oh yeah, the news media is not our friend at all. I don't give a shit which news media you watch. They're not.
A crime, earning the name Ghost Guns.
Another AR-15 lower receiver.
You can buy an unserialized ghost gun part legally with only a credit card and an address in most states. For now, we know because we did it.
Okay, we shall see.
Bob and Hughes started putting serial numbers on all the guns they make starting in 2018.
Yeah, dude, G23, yeah. Making your first firearms and making them functional to where they run and they're dependable is going to take you more than a goddamn hour. Unless you're just that dude with that serious mechanical know-how, who is dealt with other firearms, broken them down to their lowest parts before, and then built something. Building your own firearms is going to take you a while. I'm pretty damn good mechanically. My first P80, I took my time with it. I didn't want to mess anything up. I took a while to build that. That was that 17 that's hanging on my gun belt. And that gun ran flawlessly from the start. The second two that I did, I had to seriously fit the slide, lap everything in, and then get that gun to run properly. Yeah, dude, I can build AKs. Which AK was the first gun I ever built from the ground up. And that gun took a while. I made the tools. I bent it from a flat, welded in the rails, all kinds of stuff. That stuff takes time. That takes a craftsmanship. Your average person who can't change their own oil in their car or can't figure out how to change their garbage disposal ain't doing this shit. Your average criminal in the United States, guess what? They're dumb as a bag of hammers. They're not out doing this. But they could figure out how to remove a serial number on a firearm.
When a California law began requiring ghost gun registration there. Rules that will soon extend to every state as the federal government plans to mandate serial numbers on all relevant gun parts used to make homemade firearms.
Now, again, all relevant gun parts, they want serial numbers on. All relevant gun parts is pretty much any gun part in a fucking gun besides the goddamn springs. And Clint, no, I don't have any experience with Radical. I think a couple of the guys that are in here do, so you might hear some more.
They'll also require anyone who buys these parts to submit to a background check.
They're going to be discouraging people from going out and participating in this hobby.
But multiple law enforcement sources tell us the new rules aren't meant to target hobbyists. They're intended to stop those who produce guns to sell to criminals who otherwise couldn't get a gun legally. The number of ghost guns or privately made
All right, we're
firearms
gonna
has
fast forward a
found
little
that
bit.
there's a rush to sell off these soon-to-be. Bob and Hugh say they don't. 1,500% increase in the number of ghosts
let
that
me
we
back
ordered
up.
online. Well, here it is, an AR-15 lower 80. No.
It's an 80% receiver. You fat chicken necked moron.
Serial number, no way to trace it, and for now, in most states, all perfectly legal. That's especially important there in New York City, where there's been a 1,400% increase in the number of ghost guns seized there just in the last few years. Police believe they could see another record by the end of 2022. I'm investigative correspondent Stephen Stock. Dick, Christine, back to you.
Stephen, unbelievable. And we want to welcome you to our team as an investigative correspondent, not just for us, but all of the CBS stations.
Yeah, and for our viewers at home, look for Stephen to file some impactful reports.
Yeah, he's going to file some impactful reports. Judging by the cut of that suit, and I'm no person to talk because I'm old, fat, and out of shape, about the biggest impact he has is on, I don't know, a buffet.
Here in our future, we're certainly excited to be working with you, Stephen.
Looking forward to it.
All right. Thanks very much, Stephen. And as you know, we've been covering ghost guns and their impact in our area. To get an inside look at the NYPD gun library and to see ghost guns confiscated over the years, go to cbsnewyork.com. CBS 2 political reporter Marsha Kramer.
Now, remember, this guy was doing stories at first with the same footage from LA, places like that in California. Now they've already switched this up with the same stock footage to New York.
Spoke to Stephen about the ease of getting gun parts and about more potential unintended consequences of the new laws.
Steve.
Once you click this video, you'll be taken to uscca.com.
Yeah, this chick's voice.
Thank you so much for joining us today. You know, Stephen, ghost guns.
Stephen,
Tri-state area. You know, I've done a lot of reporting on the issue, and
if you heard this, if you saw a hot chick, picture of a hot chick, and you saw her number and called her, and this was the voice you were met with, would you not hang up the phone in, like, I don't know, under a half of a second?
You've done a lot of reporting nationally across the
Jeff, what's up, brother?
Country on this story. So my first question to you is, how easy is it to buy the parts to make a ghost gun, and are they expensive?
Well, great question, Marsha. I got to tell you, it's extremely easy. In fact, we did it. We just went online. You can find as many as 40, 50 different online sites selling these parts.
Okay, yes, you can find 40 to 50 sites selling gun parts. As for how much money you are going to invest in said gun parts, answer the fucking question.
For ghost guns, most of them are called 80% lowers. We ordered one online from a company out of Ormond Beach, Florida. Got it in the mail a couple days later. This
Ormond Beach, is that 17? No, would that be 1776, or is that another company?
This is it, and it looks like a gun. Clearly, it's a.
No, dickhead, that doesn't look like a gun. It looks like an 80% receiver.
Part for a gun, right? The barrel goes here.
That's where the buffer tube goes. Look at this. That's the buffer tube. Look at the picture.
Trigger goes here. The difference is under the current federal law. Now, this is going to change a week from today. As you see all of this, that's just metal, right?
Yes, that is solid metal. That is where your trigger and your hammer and disconnector and all that would go.
That makes this a hunk of metal, according to federal law. It's a paperweight. It's not a part for a gun. Under the new definitions, this will now be a part for a gun, and you have to have a serial number on.
Yeah, G23, I hope he builds that the way he's pointing it, and I hope he pulls the fucking trigger. It's going to be fun.
On it. Right now you don't, and it's merely untraceable.
So was it hard for you to find a place to buy this part?
Not at all.
It's the internet. It's not hard to find a place to buy anything, to include all the kiddie porn these people actually watch. Sorry, I said that out loud.
All we did was Google, and we could have gone any number of places. There's a place in Pennsylvania. There's several places in Ohio. There's a place in Indiana, California, Texas, across the country. There are lots of companies, even California, where these are very restricted since 2018. I know they're in New York State, New Jersey, Connecticut, Rhode Island, and Massachusetts. All have some laws addressing ghost guns. They're very different and disparate, but they have some laws. Even so, it's very easy to find a gun online.
Yeah, Ron Wayne, that should be that chick's fucking theme song. Dude looks like a lady.
Anywhere. We even found a company up in the Northeast that were selling these.
Or in this guy's case, lady looks like a dude.
Parts.
Well, I got to ask you, how much did you pay for that? And what's the average cost to the maker of a ghost gun? And how much can you sell it for once you've made the whole piece?
Another great question, Marcia. We bought this for less than $90. You can buy it. In fact, I got an email just last night wanting to sell me 10 of these.
So 10 of those will be $900 for 80% parts. And then you still have to buy the rest of the parts to actually finish out the firearm, which means you're probably going to be over $800 per gun.
I wanted to make 10 or 20. They were selling it. It's like a fire sale, so to speak.
There's that term again, fire sale.
They didn't call it that, but it was going out of business. They're clearly trying to unload these. You can buy parts for different kinds of guns. And by the way, this is for an AR-15. You can buy for a pistol, etc., anywhere from $100 to $600. It doesn't take much to make one on a bench, as long as you have a drill and an auger to get this metal out.
I like how he says auger. It would be a router or a router bit or a drill bit. And you have to have the proper jig to do so, which I will be doing a video on hopefully in the next week or so, because mine is coming in the mail. Mine's coming in the mail. Fucking douchebags.
And then you can sell it on the street for 3 to 4 times that. This probably would go for as much as $2,000, $3,000 once I finished it up, if I were to do.
Yeah, dude, you're going to have, depending on the parts you use, you're going to have $1,000 in that gun. Last I heard, you can get cocaine in Mexico for next to nothing. However, there's like a 10,000% profit when you sell it inside the United States. I wish I had a big oak table right here instead of this plastic table that I'm using, because it would feel much better when I beat my goddamn head into it.
Do that.
Some of my sources tell me that, for a handgun, you maybe spend $500 on the parts. You could sell it for $1,500. Right. That's like a 300% markup. So I guess the question is getting a ghost gun cheaper than buying a gun in a regular store?
It's another good question, but the truth is the people who want these guns, who are intending to do harm, who want them not traceable, they don't care about the price, because the fact is,
actually, I would like my guns not traceable. I'm a law-abiding citizen, and I've spent way more than $500 on most P80s that I have built, with the exception of a 19 where I got a really fucking smoking deal on a slide and a barrel from PSA. and a really smoking deal on the frame from JSD. And I mean, ended up being just a slamming gun. Again, big oak table, beat my head into it. It would fucking feel better.
I sell you this, Marcia, and then you go and shoot somebody and drop the gun on the ground. As long as you don't leave fingerprints, there's no way to trace it back to you or to me. And the criminal element, the gangs, people who know they want to use these guns illegally, they want guns like this that are untraceable. There's no way to trace the gun itself and where it came from originally. That's the power or the scary part about ghost guns.
And if I take a gun like, damn, I got too much shit sitting on my table. You guys just don't know. So if I take a gun like this, which is a serialized gun, and I take 5 minutes and a rock and I remove the cylinder or serial number, guess what? You can't trace that firearm. I have removed its identifying number, and I did it in 5 minutes with a rock. If it wasn't a fucking felony that would send me to prison, I would sit here with a rock and remove the serial number just to make the goddamn point. However, I am a law-abiding person, so I have serialized firearms, and I have privately manufactured firearms like this that don't have serial numbers. I didn't remove a serial number. This is privately manufactured. This is a SIG grip module that has a MUC1 fire control group in it. When I finish this out, this will technically be an unserialized firearm because it is a privately manufactured firearm. You don't penalize the law-abiding people because the criminals do shit.
See, I think what we should tell our viewers is that that metal part is just the base, and what they do is use a 3D printer to make the parts that cover it.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry to all of you. There were a couple of rules that I did not mention at the start of this. Please unload everything that is near you and keep it out of arm's reach. Take a whole lot of Motrin, maybe some Xanax, any other kind of drug to level you out. Not that I am saying drugs are good. And get prepared for the absolute fucking stupidity of what this chick just said. That is the metal part. And you take a 3D printer and you make all the other parts. Now, she actually does say some shit that I can't fucking say it. That actually does make sense here in a minute. Because she does realize that even if you can 3D print shit, you still need metal parts to deal with the amount of heat and the energy produced by firing a round. Yeah, G23, brother, I'm sorry. Actually, I'm not, because I listen to this shit constantly. But yeah, if you're 1,000% dumber, welcome to my world. I should be a fucking potato at this point.
Well, this is called a low, 80% lower, because anything more than this is considered a gun. They have other parts, and yes, a 3D printer can make this. I can tell you right now that most people who buy these kind of guns want the metal ones, because the 3D printed guns can be very inconsistent because they're made out of an epoxy, a polymer, so to speak. They can, when you fire them, they can be not as consistent as these guns.
Apparently this dude needs to meet people like Sabar, 3D, fuck, I can't, I'm losing my goddamn brain. Um, any of the different number of 3D printers that we see who make fully functional firearms out of 3D printed materials, apparently he needs to meet them. They would terrify the shit out of his soy boy ass.
When you get this gun and put it together, and if you watch our story later on your TV channel there, you will see that it looks just like a regular gun. The only difference.
Yeah, Kurt, allegedly. That's my man's fucking. I love that shit. Sabar, if you ever see this, dude, I fucking love you. You are a fucking god among men.
Difference doesn't have a serial number, no way to trace it back to where it came from.
So the law that goes into effect next week requires the gun parts like you have in your hand to have serial numbers, and people buying them have to have a background check in order to buy it.
That's exactly right.
What do your law enforcement sources say to you about how effective these two steps will be in stopping the flow of illegal guns, or at least ghost guns?
That's the $1 million question, because the fact is the law enforcement sources say anything's going to help.
ADX, are you just now showing up? Oh God, you're going to have to go back and watch this whole stream again. It's all your fault. We're going to have to back the whole stream up so we can catch ADX up. No, just kidding. I wouldn't do that to anybody. What's up, Sam? Kingpin, yo, brother, what's happening?
Because right now it's the wild, wild west. Again, you see how easy it was for us to buy it. There was no background check. They didn't care who I was. As long as I paid for it, they sent it to me, and now they're trying to get me to buy many more guns. They say, law enforcement sources that talk to me say, at least we're going to require the sellers, the ones in Ormond Beach or in Texas or in New Jersey who are selling these parts, to put a serial number on them. Will it stop the flow of these kind of guns? No. And
okay, so if it will not stop the flow of these kind of guns, why are we doing this to law-abiding people who just like to build firearms? Why are we doing this to people like me who want to go into the business manufacturing firearms, where I will have to serialize that before I put it out to a customer? Yeah, solid white ghost gun. If I could print it out of clear epoxy and it could like pass through walls, yeah, I would build 100 ghost guns.
In fact, you already alluded to it, Marcia. You said 3D printed guns. The criminal element, my sources are telling me, may in fact turn to 3D guns, because they won't be able to get these online as easily anymore, so they'll just make them at home. So there is still a concern it won't do enough to stop the flow of these illegal guns.
You know, the problem though with a 3D gun is that you need to have some kind of a metal part, because the bullet has to go through something.
Okay, so again, she's actually making a point here. You can't just 3D print a gun, 3D bear, whatever. You have to have some metal parts there. Her deep voice ass, whatever it is actually making a decent point.
That's metal.
That's right.
It's not going to melt the plastic. But I guess the scariest part of your report is that there's what you call a fire sale going on now. People asking you to buy more parts, and people rushing to sell these parts before the law goes into effect. Do you have any information about how many people are taking advantage of these sales, and any idea if the people rushing to snap up these parts are in the metropolitan New York area?
Okay, so let's be honest, kids. How many of us have taken advantage of the sales going on with 80% lowers and things right now? I am one. And if I had more cash to invest in them, I would have taken advantage of a fuckload more of them. But I have no ill intent with the firearms that I'm building.
Area.
It all depends on who you talk to. I was talking to special agent in charges up there in Philadelphia, Washington, D.C., and yes, in New Jersey. They're worried that we're talking about thousands of guns or gun parts that are flooding the streets, because these will be grandfathered in. If you get these parts between now and when the rule kicks in and you make your gun, you do not have to retroactively put the ghost gun, the serial number on them. So there's a real concern about that. Just a year ago, ATF recovered almost 20,000 unserialized ghost guns from crime scenes just last year.
How many of those guns were manufactured with serial numbers and then had those serial numbers removed or damaged to the point where you could not read them? They will never separate that out. And yeah, we all need to get shirts printed up. It's all Kurt's fault. I'll work on that. I might do a plasma cut. It's Kurt's fault.
And that's 1,000% increase from 5 years earlier. They're worried that many guns and more are flooding the streets between now and next Wednesday.
So you note in your piece that the people making these ghost guns sometimes are hobby people. I wonder what's to stop them from selling their guns to others who might simply scrape off the serial number and go about their business.
Now, listen to the way this douchebag addresses this question, because she asks another good question. What is going to stop someone from removing a serial number? Listen to the way he focused on the hobbyists.
Great question. First of all, nothing. Nothing is to prevent a hobbyist who's doing it legitimately, like the two fellows that are in our piece do. Nothing is to stop them. Now, they follow the law, and they showed us how they follow the law, because under California law, now they have to put a serial number.
So here comes the conflation. The hobbyist, the average gun builder, like those of us, and he's talking about removing a serial number. Well, if we're building privately made firearms that don't require a serial number, we don't have to remove the fucking serial number. But he's going to conflate that because he's a goddamn moron. And if those of you who are maybe new around here, if you want to listen to a more level-headed person, I suggest Jared from Guns and Gear or Guns and Gadgets. I suggest Mac from Military Arms Channel. John Crumb would be another great one. If you don't want to listen to a person losing their shit. Me, I smoke cigarettes, I drink beer, and I lose my shit because I can't put up with this level of fucking stupidity without losing my shit.
Number after they make the gun. They did that in our presence, so they are not breaking the law. But nothing is to stop some other hobbyist in Wisconsin or New York or wherever from doing just that. ATF hopes that those who...
Now, again, he's talking about a hobbyist removing serial numbers. He's not talking about a hobbyist building an unserialized firearm like, I don't know, this, or, fuck, that's a knife. That's the one I got in from Murphy. Or this. This is technically a firearm now, even though I still need a barrel and everything else for it. He's not mentioning that. He's talking about a hobbyist removing a serial number. Hobbyists, like us, don't remove serial numbers. We build privately made firearms that don't have to be serialized in the first fucking place.
Follow the law will continue to do that. As for scraping off a serial number, it's a great question. You can do it, but it's very hard. I've been...
Do I need to play what he just said over again? We're going to back that up just a second. Because he says, and this will make your fucking heads hurt, that removing a serial number is very hard. It's a hardship to remove a serial number.
They are not breaking the law, but nothing is to stop some other hobbyist in Wisconsin or New York or wherever from doing just that. ATF hopes that those who follow the law will continue to do that. As for scraping off a serial number, It's a great question. You can do it, but it's very hard. I've been actually shown by experts at ATF in their lab there in the Washington, D.C. area, where a gun looks like it has no serial number, but they have a technique that they can, like when you're rubbing on a stone grave marker, for instance, or the Vietnam War memorial, and you are able to.
Yes, you can raise numbers off of a firearm with certain acids and other materials if they have been scraped off. You can if they are not scraped off to a point. I've looked into it because I've seen firearms where serial numbers were damaged just from rust and disrepair, and I needed to raise the serial numbers to see whether I could in fact work on that firearm legally. It is not easy to do. And a lot of police departments don't have the money to send a firearm off to the fucking ATF to have them raise serial numbers because it is very expensive. So damaging a serial number, and all I have to do is damage a couple of numbers off that serial number to where it is unreadable, is extremely easy.
Get the name to pop out. They're able to do something similar with chemicals and actually get the serial number to pop out. So while some people may think it's easy to just rub the serial number out, it's very, very difficult because.
Dude, Sam, if all they do is give you a migraine, be glad. Because these jokers are about to give me a fucking aneurysm. Just.
ATF can still recover even serial numbers that appear to have been rubbed completely off a gun.
So my police sources tell me that the biggest purchasers of these ghost guns seem to be gang members. Won't they find?
Oh, yeah. Her police sources tell her that the majority of these purchasers of ghost guns are gang members. Let me see. Hold on. Let's throw my. I'm gonna throw my hat around backwards. We got to throw the gang member hat on. I'm sitting in a house full of crack and a bunch of other illegal drugs and stolen property. Like I can't get stolen guns and then sell those guns back to the people coming there to buy drugs. And those people who can't afford to buy drugs, it's not like they're trading me firearms that they stole anyway for the drugs that I have in my possession. You see, there's this big illegal loop going on right here. But she says all of us who are purchasing, or a lot of us who are purchasing 80% firearms are doing it because we are criminals. I don't have a big enough hammer in this fucking room right now to pound that thought into my head.
Just other ways to get their weapons?
Absolutely.
Apparently, my computer decides to have a stroke every time a commercial pops up.
It is time for.
Absolutely. That's the concern because, in fact, there are more guns than there are people in America right now. So close to 400 million guns and about 392 million people, give or take.
Yeah, his numbers are way off. We're looking at about 350 million people. We're looking at well north of 490 million firearms, including these spooky ghost guns.
Depending on which sources you look at. So there is a real concern that these groups like gangs and criminal elements that want to use guns that are untraceable or that guns that came from somewhere else will find other sources. What the law enforcement sources tell me is at least we're trying, the community, the nation, is trying to address a problem that heretofore for the last 3 to 4 decades has literally seen no address at all.
So let me get this straight. For 3 to 4 decades, which it has actually been since well before the inception of this country, it has been legal to build your own firearms. 3 to 4 decades, you're looking at right after the 34 NFA. So you're still looking at the same arguments that I'm going to cover in the 1934 NFA, which says if we fuck over a couple of law-abiding people, if we just catch one criminal with a gun, then we're doing a good job.
We've ignored the problem, and as you saw, it's grown 1,000% in just 5 years. That's a significant rise.
So, Stephen, you have a lot of sources in the law enforcement community across the country.
Yep.
They think
I'm sorry, this chick's voice still bothers the shit out of me.
that this will really dry up the number of ghost guns.
You know, it all depends on who you talk to, and this is a really interesting point. It all depends on where you live. In New York, in New Jersey, in Connecticut, Rhode Island, where there already are some very strict gun laws. In fact, it will send the criminal element looking other places like Florida, Texas, Georgia.
Do I need to back that up again? Because he's talking about the strict gun laws in New York and other places, and then looking other places for guns. And last time I checked, forgive me if I'm wrong on this, but New York still has a really high crime rate when it comes to guns. So seems like all those laws ain't stopping shit. Yeah, Mike, I'm inclined to believe as you are.
The iron pipeline, so to speak. They will find other sources. That's what worries law enforcement.
Do I have to get my iron pipeline plasma cut back there where I have a dude smoking a crack pipe? Because that's what you have to be doing to believe in this iron pipeline fallacy.
But again, law enforcement says at least we're doing something. We, the law enforcement.
At least we're doing something.
To try to reduce the number in the hands of criminal elements. Obviously, the criminal element will find a way to find these guns. And in fact, what some law enforcement sources tell me, without getting into the politics.
Yeah, Ron Wayne, yeah, you're right. Yeah, on today's episode of What Grinds Coop's Gears is fucking stupidity. You will find that as a running theme on a lot of things that I do, because he kills his own argument when he's talking about it. Yes, criminals are going to find guns regardless. End of story. So here's an idea. I took my hat off because my head was about to fucking explode, and I don't want anything to catch the parts. I want them to go their own way. Here's an idea. All of us can put our thinking caps on. How about we actually punish the criminals without affecting the law-abiding people of the United States? How about when we catch someone with a gun in their hand murdering somebody without just cause? Well, murder is without just cause. But how about when we catch that person, we don't plead that down to, I don't know, manslaughter or second-degree assault and then turn them back out on the street in 3 years? How about we take violent people who prey on innocent people and we put them in, I don't know, there's this place. It's got walls and it's got guard. Oh, prison. How about we put them in prison and we keep them there until they actually decide to play by the rules and they are safe enough to be out on the streets. And then when they are safe enough to be out on the streets, well, then we allow them to have all of their rights back until they prove again that they're not safe enough to be out on the street.
Of all this, because this is a very political issue, but they say what we need is a broad national policy, a national addressing of this problem of too many guns, more guns than people out there. And
now, again, he's getting to the, well, we have more guns than people. Yes, I have more fucking squirrels in my neighborhood than I do people, but I don't blame the fucking squirrels for everything that happens in my goddamn neighborhood. And hopefully it's not coming through, but I have a hamster running on a wheel right now behind me that is awfully fucking annoying. I don't blame that hamster because I stubbed my toe in the middle of the night while I'm tripping over my kid's Legos and busting my knee on his fucking Tonka trucks. It's not the hamster's goddamn fault. Even though I'm pretty much running from the hamster like my office is on fire because it's annoying the shit out of me.
And they say only until we do that will we really see a significant drop in the number of violent crimes in America. The guns are always going to be out there, but if there's at least a cohesive national policy, then there's at least a fighting chance, as one law enforcement.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure, Jeff, that my hamster, or my daughter's hamster, is running on its wheel right now trying to work the stress off. I hear exercise is a good stress reliever. I prefer going to the range and actually shooting shit. Not people, YouTube. Get over it. They're targets, live range, bang, bang. Otherwise, I would be desk popping in my office right now, blowing holes in my own roof that I'm going to have to get up there and seal before it fucking rains again.
A source put it to me in California.
That leads me to my next question, because if the ghost gun market does dry up.
Okay. I almost feel bad about this point. I've been a pretty decent smoker since I was probably 13, 14. My voice doesn't sound as smoky as this chick's voice.
Does that mean that there'll be more reliance on the iron pipeline, people buying guns in states that sell them legally and importing them into New York and other places where the demand is really high?
My sources say that's a real concern, and that in fact, they don't believe the ghost gun market is going to dry up, but it is going to be reduced by this new law. They firmly believe that. There's other people who believe it's not going to do anything, that the criminals will find a criminal way to do things no matter what. They're not going to follow the rules. It'll hurt the hobbyists like Bob. Again, should I back that up? Because he kills his own point right here. The criminals aren't going to follow the law. They are going to break laws, by definition criminals, but this is going to hurt the hobbyist. Hugh, who we talked to in California, who already follow the rules and who obey the law. But they are really, my law enforcement sources are very concerned. That's exactly right. Again, because Texas and Florida laws and Georgia laws are much less restrictive than in New York, New Jersey. And so there will continue to be this iron pipeline supplying from, how shall I put it, less restrictive gun law states like the South to the Northeast, and that these guns will continue to flow that way. They're very concerned about that, and that the criminal element will find other ways to get their hands on these guns, including, as you mentioned, starting 3D.
Dude, Sam, brother, I feel you. Oh, God. I would so love to just run outside right now and just, I don't know, fire indiscriminately into the fucking air or some shit and just like burn an AR to pieces after listening to these dumb shits. But we have more to go.
Printing and finding ways. You can go to a Home Depot and get a piece of metal that you can turn into a gun barrel. So there are ways to get around the rules. What my law enforcement sources tell me is at least the rules are now addressed.
Hey,
what's up, Strike?
I saw the link there on the video.
Oh yeah, man,
you got it listed. So, but you don't want to hear the funniest thing. Here's the funniest thing out of this whole situation. I ordered one of the Ghost Gunner 3s from JSD Supply today.
Yeah,
they had them available, so I ordered one. That's the funniest thing out of this whole situation. Because it's a desktop CNC mill, so I can use it for other applications other than guns.
Yeah,
so you know.
Well, I mean, dude, I want one of the Ghost Gunners bad, and it's something that hopefully I will be able to order sometime.
I've been saving my shekels for it. Let me tell you.
Oh, dude, hey, do me a favor, hold this down for a second. Let me go check on something.
All right, go check on something. Don't kill the hamster. The hamster's cute. Anyways, who we got out there? We got Ron Wayne. Remember, Ron Wayne, it's Kurt 24's fault. In case Mrs. Wayne asks, it's Kurt's fault. And Sam Anarchy is out there. What's going on, buddy? Yeah, this whole situation, you know, it's ridiculous because, you know, you've got everybody's been making guns for years before the whole 80% craze. Okay, the 80% is something recent, and you know, hey, Kurt, and it's something. The 80% is a recent thing but people got on board with it. They started using them, and because the mainstream media and the leftists that want to destroy America and want to take America, down a couple pegs from being, awesome to being like, it's whatever we say it is, and that I don't like that. It is a crock of shit, honestly. And I agree with Coop. Though I do think Coop needs to take a couple breaths, maybe get a shot of whiskey or bourbon or something, and just smoke a whole cigarette. But I tell you, he's right on this. He's right on everything. So I'm not arguing at all about Coop. I just think he may need a shot or two of whiskey or bourbon at this point.
Dude, I need a shot of Xanax. Can you get that shit in like a syringe the size that would knock out a rhinoceros? Because I probably need it right now.
Yeah. Kurt, as I said, what's going on, man? And remember, Ron Wayne, it's Kurt's 24's fault. We got Kingpin out there, G23's out there, Mike McClune's out there. Thanks, guys, for the hellos. Missed you guys.
Yeah, we're gonna get shirts done. It's all Kurt's fault. Kurt 24, your fault. Get the shit done.
Well, because Kurt keeps enabling Ron Wayne to go and buy stuff, and then Mrs. Wayne comes in and right after he says that, and I told Ron, remember, if Mrs. Wayne comes in and sees this, blame Kurt. It's all Kurt's fault. That was the whole thing. That's the whole joke.
Yeah, we'll just blame everything on Kurt. That way, when Miss Wayne shows up and wants to beat all of our asses, it's all Kurt's fault.
Exactly.
I mean, she can punch Wayne all the time. I mean, she lives with him. She already knows. But, all right, let's listen to some more of this fucking horse shit. Why did I do this to myself?
Seeing what they had not
because
addressed in 30 years.
Because you care.
That's why. And the officials you've spoken to, do you think the new laws will reduce the number of guns in circulation?
No,
guns in circulation.
No, at all.
You don't want to reduce the number of guns in circulation. You want more guns in circulation in the hands of law-abiding citizens, not criminals.
Well, see, the thing is, when they push this through, and you have to admit, when they push a lot of this shit through, I'm no longer going to be necessarily a law-abiding citizen because I'll draw a line. There are regulations, which are horse shit, and there are laws. So when they push these regulations through and they have the weight of law, no, I'm not serializing shit. And they can eat a big fat bag of a whole lot of hard things at that point. So law abiding, well, yeah, a just law.
Yeah. No. See,
sources tell me this.
That's just how it is.
Do not
That's
believe in the next 10 to 20 years we're going
Corn
to
Pops Revenge is out there. He's a bad dude.
Oh, so listen. Hold on. Let me back up a little bit. So his sources, we got to listen to this.
My law enforcement sources tell me this. They do not believe in the next 10 to 20 years we're going to see a reduction in the number of guns in the United States. They just want to be able to say, we want more gun owners who have the Second Amendment right to own a gun, to follow the rules, and to act responsibly.
They are following the rules.
Yeah, we're following the rules.
It's been the law-abiding Americans' choice and right to build any goddamn firearm they so choose, as long as they're not breaking any federal laws.
That's it. I don't go around and point my guns at people indiscriminately. I don't.
I know who his sources are. I know who his sources are. You know who his sources are?
ATF agents?
No, the Buffalo Police Department, because they banned ghost guns in Buffalo, New York.
Oh, well, yeah. Well, Buffalo, New York. How many other states they've been banning? Buffalo, New York, California, Rhode Island.
Didn't they ban them in the state of Washington?
Yeah, Washington's coming. That's another one. All the 80% are gone in Washington. And there's a few other places. And I will guarantee you they will see no drop in their crime rates whatsoever.
Right. Agorizer's out there. What up, buddy?
Yeah, Ag's been out there for a while. He probably needs a lot of help right now and maybe a hug.
I think we all do at this point. Honestly, Coop, you need a hug, maybe a pat on the back, a handshake or something, man.
I'd settle for a happy ending, but it ain't coming from you.
No, it ain't coming from
Every
me.
law
No.
enforcement source I talk to say it's not about restricting ownership of guns. It's about restricting the ownership of guns by criminals, by people who will do harm.
Now, see, this is an argument, and I've got to get my shit together, and I've got to get my videos done about the hearings for the 1934 NFA, and they use that same argument. Well, it's not about these law-abiding people. We want to restrict these criminals, but we're going to fuck over the law-abiding people to get to the criminals.
Well, see, that's just it. So they don't. Well, look. Did you see Smith and Wesson's response on the whole going after the gun industry?
No, I haven't read it yet. I've been on.
You
so
have
many
to
other
read it
kicks.
because the president of the president CEO of Smith and Wesson pretty much laid it out there. The reason crime is so high is because the Democrats who are in charge of these large cities and keep getting elected in charge of these large cities, they go easy on the criminals and they treat, the first time offending citizens as if they were hardened criminals. You see, it's a reversal, and that's why things are so bad in those cities, because, hey, if you don't lay the hammer down on the actual person that does real harm, then shit's gonna be shitty in your state, in your city. If you don't lay the law down on the actual criminals, and let them run around, then yes, things are gonna suck. So, sorry, I went on a tangent there, but I just wanted to prove a point.
Who will hurt other people with them. The hobbyists, as Bob and Hugh, the people who like to collect firearms, they certainly have a right. Every law enforcement source tells me that. It's the irresponsible, it's the criminal element. They're trying to reduce that. And they say if these type of rule changes continue, they believe there will be a reduction in the next 10 or 20 years, but it's going to be a long haul in between. And they predict, unfortunately, one of them was very pessimistic about it. He predicted we're going to see more serious violence in New York City, in Baltimore, in Philadelphia, in Washington, D.C. between now and then. In fact, just to point out, even though you in New York City have strict gun laws there and you have some laws that address ghost guns, there was a 1,447% increase in the number of ghost guns recovered from 2017 through 2021. That's a huge jump, even with the laws that are on the books.
Well, you just issued a warning to the so-called criminal element that you talked.
No, they didn't. They didn't issue a warning. They let them know that they're going to take more guns away from the law-abiding people. So, hey, guess what? They let the criminals know it's open season on everybody. That's what they did. Coop, you're muted.
Talked about by saying even if they try to scratch off or use acid or something to get the serial number off the gun, that ATF will find it anyway. So maybe it will have an effect on stopping the number of guns.
I don't know about issuing a warning. I've seen it happen, and I see that ATF is pretty good at tracing guns that appear to not even have serial numbers. If they have some type of serial number or marking, they're pretty good. They have real interesting technology. They can also trace bullets, shell casings through a system called NIBIN. They're very good and sophisticated. But again, as one law enforcement source told me in Washington, D.C., we're always one step behind the criminals. We need to get ahead of them.
Stephen Stock, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you, Marcia.
Sorry, I was on the phone with a wife. I knew I was muted.
Okay, all right. Yeah, it's just like they said it right there. They're not that crime is going to increase in those cities, and that's because they're not actually going to do anything about the criminals they catch there. They're not going to actually put the proper charges on said criminals. They're just going to try and take away the guns from the actual people that should have them. Because hey, that's the Democrat way. Take the guns away from the people that should have them, and let's let the criminals run free.
Okay, so I'm gonna put this up big so I can see myself. And all right, so here's a story for everybody. If you haven't heard me talk about things, I was in a position where I lost my firearms rights for many years. I caught a felony for kicking a law enforcement officer. Don't do that. It's not a good idea.
That's not a good idea, no.
But talking, and I didn't know anything about the justice system at the time. I was broke. I had a public defender. And here's the point I'm getting to during this. My public defender told me straight out that he was basically trading my case off, someone who had never been in trouble before, for a 6-time felon to get the 6-time felon a better deal, and sold me down the river.
I'd ask for a retrial because your legal defense wasn't doing their job.
Yeah, well, and it's so late now. Everything's done. I've had all my rights back for a while. I'm building guns. I'm doing my thing. But that's what happens. You will have a person who is just caught with a gun, say in New York or somewhere like that. They're going to crucify that person. You will have a felon who is a violent felon with a violent history caught with a gun. They will plea it down to a misdemeanor.
And he'll be out on the street in 5 minutes.
Yep. And that person who has never showed a violent tendency, who, like a lady who turned, she just went across, she missed her exit and went across a bridge and got caught with a firearm, got pulled over, caught with a firearm. They want to crucify her, but these violent felons who have multiple convictions, they're going to let go with a slap on the wrist because they don't want to overcrowd the prisons.
Exactly.
That is the fucking clown world we live in at this point.
Sadly.
And it's been that way for a long time and in a lot of places. It's not just up in New York and places like that. It's down here in the South where I'm at. And it's mind-boggling to me. Matter of fact, we might have to look up another story. If you've never seen John Stossel and his reports on some of this stuff, it is insane what some of these places do to someone just caught with a fucking magazine. A magazine.
You mean a clip?
Well, a clip. Yeah, magazine clip. I mean, yeah, same difference. I mean, one's like this and one looks like, fuck, I don't know. That's 2 coupled magazines together. But yeah,
magazine, you know.
I mean, it's a magazine.
I was playing on the fact that some people get bent out of shape when you call a magazine a clip or a clip a magazine, you know.
Well, some people do, and I've never been that one unless I'm listening to one of these Democrats talk about it.
G23. We can't talk about the clip of zines. We can't talk about those.
No. Can't go there. No. G23, you are going off the fucking rails. I will boot you out of chat. No talking about clipazines. Fucking running, man.
Hey, man, we got to get some sort of humor in here because, honestly, you look like you're going to burst a blood vessel.
Oh, dude, I've already burst a couple already. I'm working on my fucking 6th aneurysm, and I was just, like I said earlier in chat, I was working on SDI homework, and I can't remember who I was listening to, but the video ended. I was just listening to it. And I looked over, I was going to switch to another video, and they had this ghost gun fire sale thing up. So I went, what could that be about? Knowing good and damn well it's because everybody's trying to get rid of their inventory right now because they don't know where these rules are going to land. And then I got started on this rabbit trail.
Yeah, well, you know, as I said, I bought a ghost gun 3 today, so
well,
I got to go and buy stuff tomorrow because tomorrow's the last day in it.
Is tomorrow the last day? I'm a day or so behind.
I guess tomorrow's the last day for JSD. They said they can sell stuff until the 19th. But the ruling doesn't happen like the 25th.
Yeah. Well, I got my email today that my 80% arms, 80% lower jig is coming in, and my router and all that other stuff. So I'm hoping the ATF will go eat a bag of dicks in between now and whenever. And for those of you who don't know, the ATF can eat a bag of dicks. They can eat them with a fox. They can eat them wearing socks. They can eat them on a plane. They can eat them wearing train. They can eat big ones, small ones, black ones, white ones, red ones. I don't give a shit. They could just eat a giant fucking bag of them.
I don't call them the ATF. I know
What
what
do we call
Biden
it?
does.
The AFT?
The AFT.
Yeah. Well, that's on like my AFT badges and shit.
AFT.
Badges? We don't need no stinking badges.
Whoa,
let's
what
see.
about Badgers?
We don't need no stinking badges.
Oh.
Let's see. Where was this other video? Because this other video showed. Oh, hold on. We got to cover the gun buyback one.
Oh, you mean the 3D printed one?
Yep.
You boys find?
Yep.
I found a really nice coin. I found a cannonball fuse.
I don't give a shit.
Tonight there's fallout from Houston's first ever gun buyback event. Over the weekend, more than 8.
Now, I know most of you guys listening understand this. You already know it, and already know the name of the person who did it, who printed up a bunch of 3D printed guns and sold them to this buyback program in Texas. If you listen to this story, it is fucking beautiful.
It's great. It is great. I heard it.
Firearms were turned over to the
What
city
now?
in just hours. But one picture is gaining a lot of attention on
tell
social
you what.
meia where one person exchanged dozens of
Maybe you can get the
3D printed
hamster
guns
off the
for
wheel
thousands
and
of dollars.
stop the hamster from
Fox
torturing
26's
me.
Matthew Seedorf is looking into it for us tonight. Matthew, what have you found?
Well,
Are you gonna
Tom,
put the,
overall,
video
the mayor
back up?
says the event was a success, but he says the city won't be.
Is the video? Oh, hold on.
It's just on us right now.
Oh, hold on. I'm going to figure it out one day. Here we go.
There we go.
Find any more 3D printed guns. New backlash from Houston's first gun buyback event. One person selling the city dozens of 3D printed firearms.
Got killed. Sad incident, and we gotta go now.
Notice homeboy holding the little high point right there.
Yeah.
And I can't tell. That's a bolt action rifle right there. I can't tell what it is, but it's old beat up bolt action.
City dozens of 3D printed firearms known as ghost guns.
You're going to exclude those the next time around.
Using online research, we found the man claiming to have sold 62 ghost guns to the city Saturday, each in exchange for Visa gift cards. The man sharing this.
What are you
This is the humorous part that I love.
I hope he sold those gift cards and bought more guns with it.
Oh, you know he did.
Photo of the firearms he says he made using a 3D printer, exclusively telling Fox 26 the goal was not personal profit, but to send Houston leaders a message about spending $1 million tax dollars on something that has no evidence of any effect on crime.
You'll always have people who will try to take advantage of programs. Now was.
Oh, and now you see Sheila Jackson Lee standing out here. I'm dead sure that's who that is.
There when that person brought in those guns. The reason why we decided to go ahead on and do that is because we had not said we were not going to.
But wait a second, Night Strike. I thought taking ghost guns out of the mix was one of the stated goals of these buybacks. Aren't 3D printed guns ghost guns?
No, apparently not.
I didn't. Okay, I learned something.
At least by their own definition, right there, right?
Yeah.
So far this year in Houston, there have been 274 reported homicides, up from 263 this day last year.
Now, notice, and here's another thing that they do. Notice they just say homicides. They don't mention what those homicides were committed with, or whether or not those homicides were justifiable or not.
6 months ago, Mayor Sylvester Turner announced a $53 million federally funded crime prevention plan called One Safe Houston, setting aside $1 million for gun buyback events. Really expecting the criminals to...
Night Strike, did I hear that right? They set aside $53 million and $1 million was for buybacks?
Yeah.
Okay, I just want to make, because I hear something new every time I hear this shit. And I've watched these a little bit already, so I hear something new every time.
Turn in their guns at these buybacks?
Yes. Yeah, I do.
$50?
Yeah, because, for them, at that point in time, they may need $50 for whatever reason.
Now, he's talking about criminals turning in their guns for $50 a gun. Night Strike, do you think it would be more profitable for me to take a gun like, I don't know, this and sell it for $50? Or do you think it would be more profitable for me to sell it at the local crack house for drugs or something like that?
second option.
Yeah, that's what I would go with.
Right.
Those don't always think things through.
The man we messaged with claims each gun cost him about $3 to make. He sold 62 to the city for $50 each, profiting about $2,900. The man says he now has 3 goals: have the city pay fair prices for firearms, use private donations rather than tax dollars, and don't destroy historic guns.
There needs to be state and federal laws to ban people from producing these ghost guns.
More than 840
So this dude again wants a federal law to prevent you from being able to manufacture your own firearms. Because federal laws work out so well for anything.
Mrs. Wayne is catching on.
Mrs. Wayne, I am sorry. I know you're trying to get well right now, and you've had some surgeries and stuff, and I'm so very sorry for putting you through this shit. You're the only one I can say that to, because the rest of you bastards all have this coming.
firearms turned over to the city Saturday for gift cards between $50 and
Do you see that old rusty crap laying up right there?
Wow.
The one on top doesn't even have a barrel on it. It looks like an old over and under. It doesn't even have barrels on it. The grip's taped to pieces with electrical tape. It's rusted to hell and back. Hold on. Yeah, that's probably not $50 worth of gun parts laying right there. Depending on the gun, I'll say that.
Yeah, it's more like 20.
Yeah.
This is what my girlfriend
$200.
That's her bag.
And tonight, the mayor tells me they're planning 2 more of these buyback events. We're live in Houston tonight. Matthew Seedorf, Fox 26 News.
Hey, Nick, you want to help me hang up this sign?
And my daughter's showing off her. Yeah, but they're planning on 2 more gun buybacks, but they're not going to apparently buy real ghost guns anymore.
So then ghost guns aren't the problem.
No, ghost guns apparently aren't the problem. And I'm trying to find the video because they had they had an undercover cop and some other guys actually shooting some of these guns. Where's it at? Because I know I saved it to my list. I know I did. If not, I'm going to have to find it because it's absolutely hysterical.
Corn Pop, it's Coop's side. If you're hearing the echo, it's from Coop.
Yeah, more than likely.
Technology definitely makes things more difficult.
Life continues to get more technical.
The kits you can order over the internet.
So who'd have thought we'd have a computer in the palm of our hand? So yeah, most technology is positive, but not all. Just ask Sacramento police.
The proliferation of assault weapons, ghost guns.
These guns are weapons of choice. Any criminal.
You can't walk around with a gun on you, hidden, loaded, and with the intent to do evil.
Sacramento officers spend hours and hours training on targets. Though, as you can see, guns are...
I would like to know who built that gun that he just tried to load. And it kind of goes to show you the quality craftsmanship of people they're confiscating guns from. What's up, Kaisel?
I have one of those 5D tactical jigs.
Yeah, the 80% arms are pretty similar, I think, to the 5D. And I was looking at both when I ordered the 80% arms jig. There was just one had it where they could ship pretty quick, and one had it where we were. I think one was 10 weeks behind, and one was like 12 weeks behind or some shit. So I went with the 80% arms jig with it. And mine shipped today, so hopefully I will have it early next week. And let's listen to the rest of this stupidity.
This will be fun.
Created equal.
These are just not the quality that you would see if you were to buy an actual commercially manufactured firearm.
But they're just as dangerous.
They're probably more dangerous because you don't always know what you're getting as the end result.
That's because these guns are homemade.
So this gun is a ghost gun.
If you don't know by now, a ghost gun is an unregistered gun, which makes it.
Okay, so he's shooting and having to work the charging handle every time. Who here would say that that is an issue with a gas port or a gas block not actually cycling the bolt?
Well, it could be the gas port. It could be the gas block. It could be either.
Yeah, it could be either one. It's
there could be
definitely a
blockage
gas
in the
issue.
port causing that gas issue.
That is true. Either that or the jackass that built the gun didn't even drill the gas port.
He may not.
Technically, he's California compliant, is he not?
Technically, yes. Because of its bolt action,
I mean, he's technically got a straight pull rifle right there.
Untraceable.
They just don't exist until the person that made that gun or manufactured that gun built it.
And technology is making it easier than ever to buy the technology to build a ghost gun.
Currently, if you were able to find them on the internet, you could have the whole kit ordered and shipped directly to your house without any background check, without any process.
Night Strike, would you like to comment on that or on that statement?
I'm going to let you have it, buddy.
Okay, so yes, I can have at this point in time a bunch of parts shipped to my house that are not firearms with no background check, and then I have to assemble those into a working firearm. Again, something like this. What's up, Murphy's Law? Dude, Murphy, I don't know whether you saw the video, the knife that you sent me, which I threw somewhere back here earlier because I was picking up stuff and I just threw shit. Dude, love the knife. Fire starter, everything works great. Love the freaking knife. But yeah, I can go to Home Depot. I can pick up pipe and nails. I can pick up channel iron. I can pick up
this is what the case looks like.
Oh yeah. My daughter brought it to me. Go figure. So yeah, this is a knife I got from Murph. Love this freaking thing.
Nice.
This will be on my hip while we are hunting alligators this weekend. And in case I need to cut something or stab something. Dude, I love alligator. It is my most love of hunting anything.
And if you
is
have a
gators.
baby alligator, please cherish it because I like alligators.
All right, go watch your shows. Go. You're killing me. You are my child. She loves alligators. She wants a baby alligator. She wants a mama alligator and a papa alligator. And
when she's seen one in person, she'll think twice.
No, brother, she's seen them in person.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
She's definitely yours.
Yeah, she has seen them in person. I wish I'd got video of it. It was last night before. Took the boat out on the river just to kind of check it out after I got everything fixed. And got up on about a 6-foot alligator. And of course, she wants to bring it on the boat and love on it. Yeah, she's my child.
I want to mention something so people understand. The reason why you're hearing some feedback from me, guys, is because he's sharing his audio when he's playing these videos, and that's how it works. So,
yeah,
as I said, it's not my microphone that's doing it; it's his setup because he's sharing his audio so you can hear the videos.
Yep, it's cool. So I'll try to remember to mute myself, and then we'll hopefully get rid of some of that.
Yeah.
This would be one of the manufacturers of the polymer kits for a Glock style firearm.
The kit comes with simple instructions, almost like putting together a child's toy.
Also on the jig, it has
Okay. I didn't want to stop that fast.
I'll let him have that one. The child's toy part, I'll let him have that one.
Okay. How many P80s, polymer 80s, and other 80% arms have you seen slaughtered by people online where they either drilled the wrong holes, they milled out the wrong shit, or just completely destroyed the build. Because I've seen some horror videos of that shit.
Specifications as far as what size drill bit is required to drill these specific holes.
This undercover Sacramento detective gave KCRA a rare behind-the-scenes look at ghost guns that they've taken off the streets.
Not nearly as fast. Right.
The kits are legal to buy, but when put together have to be federally registered.
No, they don't.
Yeah, Night Strike. How many 80% guns have you put together? A couple? Two, 3, 5? Yeah,
a couple.
Have you had to federally register a single one of them?
I live in South Carolina. No, I don't.
No, I haven't had to register any of mine. But I love, and let me see whether I can bounce the video back just
well, you're forgetting it's the mass media. They're trying to lie to the American people. Like,
yeah, no, I ain't forgetting it. Trust me. I'm culling with crowns here because that's all I'm good for. They show, of course, a Glock switch on a gun,
which that's illegal. That should be.
Yes.
That guy should be arrested for that right there because he's got a machine gun.
Yeah, they're conflating this to a very high degree.
That they've taken off the streets.
Not nearly as fast. Right.
The kits are legal to buy, but when put together have to be federally registered. Most aren't.
The firearms themselves aren't necessarily the issue. It's what the end user and the person purchasing those firearms is intending to do with it.
So wait a second. You're telling me that the firearm is not the issue. It is the actual person using the firearm that is the issue?
Then, as I said before, start arresting the damn criminals and leave the law-abiding alone.
That would be a very simple solution to this problem, and then you wouldn't trample on anybody's rights. But what do I know? I'm just a dumb fucking redneck, apparently, who believes that as long as I'm not wrongfully depriving someone else of life, liberty, or property, then the government shouldn't be involved in my business.
Well, I'm not going to say you're dumb, but you are a redneck. But you're friendly.
Well, yeah. Well, technically, when you look down the family lineage, and this might screw some people up on YouTube, I am what you call a coon ass. And if you go to Louisiana and you ask someone what a coon ass is, they will probably show you a picture of me. It has nothing to do with race. It has everything to do with being from Louisiana and being from the country and things like that.
These are all examples of ghost guns taken off Sacramento streets. They come in all shapes and sizes, and most have a switch added to the back of them, which makes them fully automatic, high-powered machine guns.
For the first time in my career, I've never seen this many guns on the streets and in the hands of people.
Maybe you should get a new career.
Yeah, and this is where I say I dig most redheads, and I would probably dig her. However, she is a statist, and we would probably not get along. That's just Coop's addiction: guns, redheads, and cigarettes. Things I can't do without.
People that shouldn't have them.
And the numbers back that up. In 2019, Sac Police recovered 73 ghost guns. Next year, that went up to 196. But check this out. That number more than doubled in 2021 to 410.
If you're intent on manufacturing an illegal firearm, it is not difficult to do.
The person who
did that chick not shoot every argument for gun control right in the head right there?
No, but the Brune case did.
Well, I mean, she just literally said, if you're intent on manufacturing a firearm, it's not hard. In other words, you can ban firearms all you want, but people can still manufacture firearms no matter what you do. It's like liquor. It's like drugs.
It's like moonshine.
Moonshine. Yeah. If you are intent on manufacturing something illegally, you are going to do so illegally.
That's what irks me. They're supposed to be the Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, Firearms, and Explosives, but they don't go after the people making illegal explosives. They don't go after the people making illegal moonshine. They don't go after people for tobacco. They only focus on the law-abiding citizens that own guns.
Well, here's where I will argue with you on some of that, Night Strike, and I'll have to look up the cases because I haven't looked them up in a while. There was one person, I can't remember whether it was a young man or a young woman, not too long back. It was probably been a little bit longer back than I'm thinking, but they made their own pipe bombs. Now, they weren't planning on doing anything illegal with those pipe bombs. They were just making them for themselves, and they had the full idea of YouTubing it. And the ATF definitely did go after them, even though they hadn't hurt a single soul with them. In Alabama last year, you had people manufacturing their own liquor. Hadn't hurt a single soul with them that they can prove at all whatsoever. They are trying these people for federal crimes, trying to put them in prison. Again, you're dealing with a bunch of people who don't have any ill intent, who are just goofing off, doing things on their own.
Were they doing the alcohol on YouTube?
Well, no, the ones, strangely enough, the ones who got caught with the liquor were actually running it out of a water treatment plant, probably 2 counties over from me, or 1 county over from me.
You realize it's not illegal to make your own beer or even make your own moonshine for your own personal consumption. That's not illegal.
It is illegal for moonshine. It is not against the law to make wine. It is not against the law to make beer. But for moonshine, federally, it is still illegal.
No, it's not.
Dude, I'm serious. Check the laws. For moonshine, corn liquor, or even what you call a sugar wash, which is sugar, water, and yeast. Okay. For moonshine, federally, it is still illegal. It's not against illegal to make wine or beer, or a couple of other alcohols. Whiskey. It is against the law federally to make spirits, which is distilled liquor.
It's Coop's fault that it's echoing. I've told you that.
Yeah, well, what can I say?
Wants an unregistered firearm is typically a felon.
Rod Norgard has worked as a prosecutor in Sacramento County for 32 years. He's currently Chief Deputy District Attorney.
I will always, as a prosecutor, be focused on the person and not the firearm.
Norgard believes the issue lies in the laws and would like to see a strike given to gun-toting felons.
No one knows the law better than felons. They've spent the career felon knows the law very well. And if they know that getting caught with a gun means you're going to prison and for a significant deal of time, then they're going to act accordingly.
So why, again, do liberal prosecutors actually cut violent felons deals when they are caught with firearms? And I will almost guarantee you, if we look this prosecutor's record up, he's doing the same.
Get out. Get out.
So I'll tell you, Night Strike, I'm gonna let this play, hold it down, talk a whole lot of shit, and let me grab some stuff out of my wife's truck.
Just let it play.
So how can police stop ghost guns from haunting our streets?
If I had that answer, I'd love to give it to you, but I don't know.
That is probably the $1 million question.
It's an answer police are hoping to find, just like the ghost guns they're constantly searching for.
So it is frustrating at times finding one and taking that off the street and seeing that 10 more come up the next day. But our goal is to always get to the source of the people that are manufacturing these firearms.
In Sacramento, Jason Marks, KCRA 3 News.
Sacramento police recently added 2 more detectives strictly focused on ghost guns and getting them off the street. In the meantime, starting August 24th, new federal regulation will require background checks before a kit can be bought online.
Good evening. I'm Judy Woodruff on the NewsHour tonight. Under investigation, the Trump Organization's chief financial officer pleads guilty to tax fraud as other legal cases surround the former president. Then the invasion's impact. Grain shipments slowly increase out of Ukraine, potentially alleviating high
Yes, he left autoplay on.
prices. And help wanted. Despite an influx of federal funding, American cities and states can't find enough workers, leaving many essential jobs unfilled.
You have to support your family. The rising costs of everything going on right now. And to be able to do the same job in the private sector, get paid X amount more, it's that decision at the end of the day.
All that and more on tonight's PBS NewsHour.
Turn it off. Turn it
Major
off.
funding for the PBS NewsHour has been provided by
Fidelity dedicated advisors are here to help you create a wealth plan. A plan with tax-sensitive investing strategies. Planning focused on tomorrow, while you focus on today. That's the planning effect from Fidelity.
He's going to get dinged for this.
the Kendeda Fund, committed to advancing restorative justice and meaningful work through investments in transformative leaders and ideas. More at KendedaFund.org. Carnegie Corporation of New York, supporting innovations in education, democratic engagement, and the advancement of international peace and security at Carnegie.org. And with the ongoing support of these individuals and institutions. This program was made possible by the Corporation for Public Broadcasting and by contributions to your PBS station from viewers like you. Thank you.
There is new trouble tonight for former President Trump's business empire. Alan Weisselberg, longtime chief financial officer of the Trump Organization, has pleaded guilty to 15 charges involving tax fraud. He said nothing after today's hearing in New York, but his plea deal requires him to testify at the Trump Organization's own trial in October. Weisselberg will be sentenced later. A federal magistrate in Florida says that he is inclined to release some of the affidavit behind the search of the Trump estate at Mar-a-Lago. Today,
is everybody's head sufficiently hurting at this point?
Yes. Could you turn screen sharing your audio off?
We get way too much of an echo off of it.
Yeah.
Here, let's just stop the share and we'll just shoot the shit for a little bit.
How's that? That sounds much better.
Okay.
There's no echoing now. As I told you guys, it was Coop because he, in order to share the video, in order to share the video audio the way StreamYard works, you have to also share the video. So.
Yeah, and I'm still, you guys have to forgive me. I'm still learning the whole streaming thing, right, sharing thing, and I'm still.
I don't blame you, Coop. I'm just letting everyone know what the technology is.
But to actually share the pain with you guys, apparently have to share a little bit of an echo too. So, but
and you're gonna hear the squeak.
Yeah, and then you got to hear the hamster trying to run her stress off in the background.
And we have to hear you pound those cigarettes into submission too.
Dude, I gotta hit something.
I know.
But yeah, it was funny tonight because to even start the whole thing up, like I said, I was working on the SDI and I still can't remember whose video I was listening to. Down in the description, this fire sale for ghost guns, and that started off the whole tirade for the night.
Well, you know, I'm wearing one of our favorite companies' T-shirts.
It's mind numbing to any of us who actually know anything about firearms or. Nothing to do with
your internet's cutting in and out, Coop.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
I don't know. Is there a storm over there? I think they might have gotten Coop. Well, let's wait for him to see what happens. If he doesn't come back in like 5 minutes, it'll automatically end. So I see Bird is the word Gizzard Gary's out there. Kiasi is out there. What's going on, Kiasi? Mike McClune says, well, like to complain about the so-called trucker shortage. Well, the FMCSA is going to make the regs for sleep apnea checks stricter. Okay. Coop, are you back? You there? Can you hear us?
Yeah, Misty, you're right. Apparently, my hamster has to run faster.
Get that. Have that hamster run that internet faster.
And now my stream's going to go to shit. So,
all right, let me turn my camera off. Yeah, his internet's having problems. Definitely. See, told you it wasn't me.
Mine, it's going freaking insane. Why it's going insane, I have no idea.
I would say probably it's your router.
Yeah, more than likely. Let's do this. Let me stop the cam. That way no one's got to look at my ugly mug, and then we'll see that goes a little smoother.
Yeah, no one has to look at mine now either, so they're safe.
Dude, I promise you're prettier than mine.
Well, you know what? You say that, but I still can't get Ting Ting to hang out with me.
Well, Ting Ting doesn't hang out with anybody.
I know.
What?
Was there a piece of paper when I handed you the beer?
Nothing I saw. So my wife's screaming at me. Was there a piece of paper when I? No. I didn't see it.
We didn't see it either, so you're good.
I mean, probably blackmail evidence anyway, but
probably.
But anyway,
probably she's blackmailing somebody else for you instead of you doing it directly.
No, she dropped it. She got apparently pulled over tonight, and the proof of insurance for her truck wasn't in her glove box like it should have been. So now I got to prove she has insurance on her truck.
Yeah.
Which is easily printable, so it's not a huge deal. It's just a trip down to the courthouse for a bunch of bullshit. Because it's not like the police don't have a way to look that up in the first damn place to verify insurance.
I mean, you can't have a license plate without one.
He probably doesn't.
Yeah, well,
they won't issue a license plate without insurance.
Yes. It's very easy for them to look up proof of insurance. All they have to do is look up your vehicle, look up your license. They can see that you have proof of insurance or not. But they are going to make you carry around a piece of paper to prove it, like the internet doesn't fucking exist.
That's how it goes.
Regardless, he could have given me a ticket, but he did not. So I'm not going to argue. He was very nice.
So, anyway.
Watch out for those nice ones. I tell you, watch out for those nice ones.
Well, she has boobs, so. and they are awful nice. I will say that.
Apparently, so are my
Because if it was me, I'd probably be in handcuffs right now.
Oh, I can tell you definitely you would be in handcuffs.
One of the gas stations was hunting for money, and she was like, "Damn, girl, where'd you get them hips? Them sexy hips."
Uh-oh, we didn't lose you, Coop, did we?
They were-
Yep. Does StreamYard have a phone app now? Let me look. Yes, you can hear my keyboard. Ooh. Nope. Uh-oh, it sounds like Coop's out here again. Yep, he's having issues. Mike McLuhan says that is $150 fine in PA, no proof of insurance. Yeah. It's not just in PA, though. It's all over like that. Murphy's Law says, looking like a storm here, maybe. Yeah. It's been looking like that here, too. So, I don't know. I may get some rain here soon. See what the weather says. Yeah, it looks like I'm going to get more rain. Fan-freaking-tastic. Just what I always wanted. I'm probably not going to get it until like 11:30. So, anyways.
So apparently my internet is having a fucking conniption fit.
Right. I've been holding the fort for you.
Yeah. I mean, by all means, hold it down because God knows all I'm going to do is smoke, drink, and cuss. So people could go watch old 80s movies for that.
Yeah, but again, I feel like, you are an old man. I'll give you that.
Yes, I am.
But I'm getting there myself. I'm slowly advancing towards 40.
Dude, how old are you right now, Night Strike?
I am 38. I'll be 39 at the end of August.
So you're a little older than I thought. I thought you were younger than that.
I thought I was younger too. Apparently it didn't happen that way.
Yeah, I always think I'm younger too till I do something stupid like jumping out of a boat that's doing 36 miles an hour and then I break my foot.
Yeah. It's always when you decide to do something stupid you think you're younger, and then it hits you. Oh yeah, I'm old as dirt.
Yeah, I'm getting there. I just hit 45, which in January I'll be 46. Jesus Christ, I'm getting old.
Well, look at it this way: you got a good family, and you got loved ones. So you could be doing worse.
Oh yeah, dude, there is no doubt, man. I could be doing a fuckload worse than what I'm doing.
Right.
I've definitely been there on the worst end of the deal for sure. So yeah, there's no doubt I could be doing a lot worse. And it's like all of us out there. I mean, you get to a point sometimes where you think, things are really sucking and we don't take enough time to appreciate a lot of the things that we've got.
Right.
Because of course we always want better. And we always want better. We want better for our kids. We want better for ourselves.
For our families.
Yeah, for our families. But let's face it, dude. A lot of us could be in a lot sucky situations or a lot suckier situations. And some of us are in a lot worse situations than we let on a lot of times.
Yeah, it could be worse. We could be flying rich. We could be, crashing in our airplane into a house and a parked car all at the same time.
Well, yeah, but on the upside, he at least walked away from the deal. So there's a bright side to that story.
I gotta give him credit for that. He's the only guy I know that can hit a house and a car with a plane while trying to land and walk away from it. I give him credit
he did it twice.
Not once, but twice.
Well,
Yes.
yeah. Well, one time I think he landed on a road. Another time he hit a house and a car. So
Right.
well, I think both times he actually hit a car. So yeah, I mean, and his wife is way too hot for him. So I mean,
Yeah.
let's throw that out there too.
That's weird. That's weird.
Not your wife, though.
Yes, my wife is way too hot for me, which I'm going to throw something heavy at, but I don't have anything that is not really super pointy or
Throw
really
the gerbil.
expensive to throw.
Throw the hamster.
Well, the hamster's on its wheel, and I have to actually get the hamster off the wheel without it getting in its tube, so I could throw it at her. So,
Okay. Don't.
and then
throw the
again, I
hamster.
really don't want to chase that little bastard down again because the last 2 times I've had to. Let's see, I had to tear apart my truck once, which if you've never had to take the back seat out of a 06 Ford, it's a pain in the ass.
Yeah.
And if you've never had to tear your office apart to get a rodent out of your office, let's just say that's a pain in the ass also.
Yeah. The problem with hamsters is they don't listen to people. They just do what they want.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah. That's
What's
the only problem.
what's up, HBS?
Yep.
Yeah, it's always one of those deals. And of course, there should still be a link in the chat. I'm gonna
Look what Ron
I'm
Lady
kinda-
says. He says use some ages on the wheel. It's safe.
Oh yeah, dude. All I have next to me is Spartan Accuracy Oil.
Well,
So I've got to get with Aegis. and-
well,
and get-
if you want to get
some
something
Aegis.
that's non-toxic, you could. They do still sell it. You could get some Fire Clean.
Well, I'm thinking about using, I don't know, something like cyanide. I think it would lubricate the wheel really well.
No, we're not trying to kill the hamster. We're just trying to lubricate the wheel.
No, I know the last one. Yeah, well, it was kind of team effort in between a husky and 2 cats that ended that hamster's poor little life. Although
still
that
have the
hamster did have
husky?
oh yeah.
I love huskies.
In between a husky and 2 cats, which if you've been around huskies, you got to realize that they are a giant furry cat. Yeah,
Well,
they pretty much ended that hamster.
In the sense that huskies, like cats, will talk back to you.
Yeah. Well, huskies operate a lot like cats do. A lot like cats do.
It's
More
because
than
they're
I
Russian.
realized.
It's because they're Russian.
That might be it. And now my wife's moving everything at the table because she's got to be in the video too. So let me.
I want to spend time with you, and this is what you're doing.
Yes, this is what we're doing. And you missed all the pain at the start of this stream, and now
Yeah.
you want to come in on the happy end of it.
God forbid I was at work.
Well, maybe she's trying to get you that happy ending you wanted.
I'd say you could go to work.
Well,
but you
yeah,
can
that
go-
would be nice.
Can I show pictures of guns?
Yes.
Baby, I've been showing guns through the whole stream, so it doesn't really matter.
It doesn't matter at this point.
No. And of course, she wants to flex on me and show me the gun she's been working on. Is what it is.
No, I want to show you when I finished. Technically, I want to show them the one I finished because I'm proud of it.
Oh, I know which one she wants to show already.
All right.
The Harley Quinn one?
Yep. Well, she wants to show a couple.
Well, let's show a couple.
Well, you showing pictures on the phone is going to be kind of.
Well, you can send it to me, and I can. Never mind. Just show them on the phone. Just point the phone at the camera.
Oh, that's nice.
To see.
Right there, right there. Tell her right there.
And then
Then when I tell that, she always moves.
that's the
Yeah, I
other
know.
side.
That's good. That's good.
I'm
That's the
proud. It took me like.
You ought to
2
be proud of
weeks.
that shit. Show them the lever action you did. Show them show them your wood.
Oh, I don't know if we can handle that. I don't know if that's allowed on YouTube.
Yeah.
People see it very good.
I so want to make the joke you blowing it up, but you won't. That one was when I walked in the shop the other
That's
day.
nice.
That was a rusted pile of junk.
That is nice.
So all the wood's been redone. The gun's been completely reblued. That's enough to give Ron Wayne a Woody if he saw it in person.
Ooh, that's nice.
No offense, Miss Ron Wayne, but I'm just saying.
I don't know who that is.
That is
Ron
nice.
Wayne and Miss Ron Wayne are two killer ass individuals.
Yeah,
So
yeah. But remember,
Hey, Cordy.
it's always Kurt's fault.
yeah, always. Unless it's my fault, which and in that
Yeah.
case, me and Kurt might have to like flip a coin or play 3-card money or something like that.
In case of new pews, it's Kurt's fault. But anything else, it's somebody else's fault.
Yeah, it's in case of new pews, it's probably Kurt's fault. In case of anything else, it's more than likely Coop's fault. Because yeah, I'm just that kind of person, I guess.
And you know, I had Huskies when I was younger. My parents had them, and they were great dogs. Huskies are great dogs, very loyal.
Oh yeah.
But as I said, they're like cats in the sense where you get a cat that likes to talk back to you. A husky will do the same damn thing.
Dude, our husky, Mia, which she'll probably be in and out here at some point if I don't tell her to leave the room again. She doesn't do a whole lot of talking.
No?
She will when I get home. She'll talk to me when I get home or when I get up in the morning. Or if a buddy of mine or his dad stops by, that's when she does all of her talking. Other than that, she's typically really quiet, which is
my Huskies were very outspoken. They would hold a conversation with you, and I'm like, I don't understand a word you're saying, but that sounds interesting.
Oh yeah, it will be. What up, Mike Shooter?
Yeah.
Hey Mike, when's your next competition? Just so you can throw it in the chat and hopefully post some video of it. But yeah. Yeah, for you guys that don't know, Chicago Mike the Shooter has his own channel and he posts a lot of great content on it. He's just another good dude. Which hell, all you guys in chat, we got 17 people in here right now. Freaking all you guys are outstanding. So and I got to give more of you guys wrenches and stuff so you can keep posting your own content and post your chat or post your channels in the chat. And for you guys that don't know Night Strike already, you guys should know Night Strike already.
Well, Ron did me a solid and posted my my YouTube channel earlier in the chat. So that's
oh hell yeah, man.
Ron Wayne's one of those champions right there.
If my computer wasn't being an absolute shithead, I'd have probably more people's shit posted in the chat. But my computer's a shithead.
Maybe it might be time to upgrade.
Well, yeah.
You need help. You need help. Ask me about that. I could probably help you out.
It is well beyond time to upgrade, but that's going to come after probably the next 2 months.
I know.
Of course, all you guys know. I mean, we spend money on the things that are really important at the time, and then everything else can kind of chill out for a little while, as long as it's at least half-ass working.
Right.
If it doesn't half-ass work, then it's time to like break stuff and throw a fit. But if it's half-ass working, it can sit for a little while.
Yeah, I got my desktop right here, right in front of us, and then I've got my laptop right here on the side. So, I got laptop, desktop, and then I got 3 monitors here. So I've got my whole
3 monitors.
3 monitors. So I got you here. I got you here. I got the YouTube side here, and then I got whatever the hell I'm doing right here.
I was fixing to say, man, you can watch midget porn on 3 screens at one time.
No. You see, you're not thinking fourth dimensionally, Coop. You could have that. You could have hot blondes on one screen, and then you could have whatever is the daily fancy on the other.
Oh well, yeah. There you go.
So, but I don't do that kind of thing when I'm live streams. I kind of try and keep to the live stream.
Oh, you don't want to pull a Jeffrey Toobin?
No, I'm not an Epstein.
Here, I'm just going to add.
By the way, he didn't kill himself. He did not kill himself.
What does that mean?
When I add someone as a moderator, that means that 1, if anybody's acting up in the chat, they can kick them out.
Yeah.
And 2, they can actually post links to other people's content, their own content. So I'm just going to go through and like add mods because I want you guys to go as crazy with stuff as possible. And it's something I've been needing to do because I'm not all that great at keeping up with everything.
Are you gonna cook?
No, I'm going to leave the cooking up to you.
I
I cooked the last couple of nights.
I don't know.
And
fried
yes,
chicken.
baking pizza counts.
Hey, Clint. Thank you. So,
but anyway, any of you guys got anything to say about these new so-called rules coming up in the next little while? Any
oh my
thoughts
God.
on it?
Oh,
'Cause-
I don't.
Oh,
I don't think
God.
we can say them with Mrs. Coop there.
Yeah, you can. Mrs. Coop puts up with me. There's not too much you can say that Mrs. Coop has not heard before.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, he was worried about maybe someone saying something to hurt your feelings.
Fuck my feelings.
Yeah. Well. There you
Okay.
go.
All right. You got to keep her right there, Coop. Make sure she does not run away from you.
Dude, I won't let her run away from me too far. That's why I keep the leg irons. That big cannonball that I have in the background.
Is that also
hidden back
attached to you?
Yeah. You know, that way I can keep her attached at the hip.
Right.
No, I'm not easily offended.
No, if she was easily offended, there's no way in hell I would have got her to marry me. And we've been together, what, 9 years married?
Yeah, 9 years.
Yeah, 9 years married, 10 years together. Yeah, there's no way she'd have lasted this long. And yes, Ron Wayne, thank you for posting your channel, brother. And if you guys,
Oh yeah, I gotta go subscribe to Ron Wayne.
yeah,
So.
dude, Ron Wayne with that. What were you shooting in that one video? It was a 4. It wasn't a 456. It was a.
The Marlin Model.
Either way, it was a giant ass chrome plated smoke wagon, and that Joker was nice.
Oh, there's a Smith & Wesson I'm working on.
Ron's got a
stainless,
crag
I
too.
believe.
He's got a crag.
I have to polish all the scratches out of it.
You got to polish all the scratches out of it.
I just don't have any ammo for my crag.
Oh well, yeah. Oh, and for you guys who wanted to see, yeah, the 460. That was it.
Yeah.
This is the knife that Murph sent me. It's got
Nice.
the nylon and force sheath, fire starter on it. This thing, like I said, will be on my hip hunting alligators this weekend. Love this knife so far.
Now, what are you
Love
going to
it.
use the alligator for? Are you going to process it?
Yeah, we'll process it.
Okay.
So typically, like if you looked at some of my old videos where I'm sitting kind of in my dining room doing stuff, you'll see the big 10.5 foot or the big alligator skull on the wall. So we'll do the skull out of it, do the meat out of it. If I can find a really good way to do the hide off of it, we'll do that. So yeah, we break them down, we process them just like anything else.
Sam Anarchy says at Night Strike, I'm surprised you don't have the matrix code set up on your screens. I don't need that set up. That's a screensaver, dude.
My tag, it's my turn.
Dude, we live inside of the matrix right now.
Right
you guys
now, we
in
are.
here are the ones that
Yeah.
are awake.
Yeah, because the stupidest shit is happening instead of what you think is going to happen.
Yeah.
I mean, I swear to God, in all of my years of life, I had never realized that these last couple years are going to be upside down from what the last 20 or 30 were.
That's really annoying.
No, I mean I realized stuff was stupid years ago. But you get into the last couple of years when you add COVID on top of everything,
Yeah.
and just the level of absolute blindness of over half the American population.
Oh.
It's amazing.
Hamster.
And
by the way,
you see now, which we've known forever. We've seen the IRS get weaponized. We've seen the ATF get weaponized. We've seen the FBI get weaponized in the past, and it was kind of hidden a little bit. There were some questions about it. Now we just see it blatant right out in our face, and over half the American people aren't even questioning it.
Nope.
It's just they just go with it. Well, it's a government agency. We got to trust them, right?
And by the way, the ATF says, or the FBI says, I'm a militia violent extremist, and you know what? I'm gonna wear that badge of courage right there because I loved my Gadsden flag.
Oh, hey, dude! I say let that extremist flag fly. I mean, you see all the shit on the wall back here.
Oh yeah, You got
Much
everything.
less
You're
any
like
other thing I've got laying around.
You've got everything up there. So you're screwed one way or another.
I got the killdozer laying around here. I got to put everything back together. But yeah, we got the killdozer with MVE hanging on the bottom of it. Yeah, I mean, I just let that MVE flag fly at this point, because if you simply at this point in time, if you simply believe in the Constitution and the limited power of government, that makes you an extremist. So, I mean, you might as well embrace it at this point.
No, if you hadn't seen the video, I loved watching the video of Senator Cruz going and grilling the FBI director over that.
Oh yeah,
it was great. It was great.
Yeah. And that's another thing that that hearing, which that was in a hearing just a little while back, but that's another hearing that I need to cover.
That was like a day. That was like a day or two after they released that pamphlet.
Can I point out that Spartan accuracy oil will shut up a squeaky hamster wheel?
I was gonna use it. She did use it. If the hamster drops dead, it is not my fault.
All right.
I mean, she said it. It is on video. She used the accuracy oil, not me.
Now is that the child? Is that your daughter's hamster, or is that?
Yeah, that's the daughter's second hamster.
Okay. Was I not supposed
to? This is the hamster where after the first hamster died a horrible death at the hands of two cats and a dog. I went and got this hamster, got to PetSmart, got this hamster. Where my wife works at the gun shop, I went over there because my daughter was there, and I went to bring my daughter this box with a hamster in it, and the hamster was no longer in said box. The hamster was in the back of my truck underneath my back seat, and I had to take my whole back seat apart to get the hamster.
That's why you released the video of the hamster loose in your truck.
Yeah, that's the whole hamster in a ball, and then my whole back seat completely torn apart. So that's this hamster now.
Yeah, but I saw your comment, Key, about it's time to make a hamster skin rug. I figured it was squeaking too loud, so you're welcome.
Yeah. And Miss Wayne saying hi, Miss Coop. So you got to check in with Miss Wayne.
I waved.
Miss Wayne is an absolute badass. She takes care of Mr. Wayne, and I'm pretty sure beats him into submission whenever she has to. So
sometimes you just gotta.
Yeah. Wow, Murphy saying it like it is.
Murphy has it perfect right there. Yeah, what's she doing with you? It ain't because my looks, and it ain't because I'm, yeah. It's my sense of humor. It's the only thing I can figure. I didn't say it. I didn't say a damn thing. But yeah, she does say I make good rolls, which one of these nights I'm going to have to do a stream, and I'm planning on it where I make dinner rolls, regular old yeast rolls. And that's one thing I do want to do, just to show off the mad dope fresh skills, because it got me married, which might be the death of me, either due to the rolls or her smothering me with a pillow. I just haven't decided which one's going to happen first.
I'm more than
rolls. We need to talk about dairy noodles.
Ooh. I can't believe she said that.
Oh, I can. She's married to me. Again.
I want to hear him.
Hold on. I'm going to have to switch this over to computer audio, and my computer audio fucking sucks.
Unless there's a way to connect Bluetooth to it, I could just do
Well, I'm on Bluetooth, but you can't hear the Bluetooth tooth.
You get a multiple Bluetooth headsets to a computer.
Yeah, I know, but that's
it's above your pay grade.
Yeah. Okay, so let's see.
Can you hear me now? Hello? Nope, nothing. There it is.
All right. Can you hear it now?
I can hear you.
Okay.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Okay.
It just
Hi, Mrs. Coop.
took a minute for everything to do its thing.
Yeah.
Mrs. Coop.
Yep.
That's
Yeah,
weird.
that's Red, that's
Red.
Beck, that's
Bitch on
evil incarnate.
That I believe the response is that's yours.
Well, yeah, probably if you ask her, yeah, I'm hers, but
Well, you know, you're just gonna have to live with it, man.
hey, what can I say?
Just own up to it.
Well, yeah, I own up to it constantly, trust me.
Look at her face.
Bullshit.
But yeah, no, the funny thing is, Mrs. Wayne, when me and my wife got together, about the only thing my wife could cook was, I don't know, ramen noodles.
Grilled cheese sandwiches.
And grilled cheese sandwiches.
Oh, come on. Anybody can make those.
Yeah, well, she has come an awful long way. She's actually learned how to seriously cook.
She couldn't cook pancakes before that?
No.
Not even waffles?
When me and her got together, I would be in the kitchen and I would cook, and my wife would ask me, "What are you cooking?" And I would just have a string of ingredients laid out and go, "I have no idea. I'm headed in one direction." And it would generally almost always be really, really good. And she's learned to cook that way to where I can just throw ingredients at her and she can go, "Okay, I can make it work." And that is coming a long way.
Yeah. Well, you know, you guys
that are cooks out there know you can start out with some general ingredients, some different flavors,
right?
And you can make something work, and it will be good. For someone who doesn't cook, that's like fucking magic to them.
Yeah.
So she's come that far to
just
where,
as long as she can't burn soup.
No, I'm pretty sure when we got together, she could burn the shit out of soup.
Wow.
However,
Soup
more
is
than
really
eggs-
hard to mess up. You know, you just put it in a pot and heat it up.
Yeah, well, no, that wasn't happening when we got together.
Or you know, if you have to make it from scratch, you know, just put the ingredients in and let it boil.
No, that wouldn't happen when we got together.
Oh wow, that's rough, man.
Would you try?
Hard boiling an egg was quite difficult when we first got together.
Hard boiling an egg is always difficult.
Yeah, without having it completely explode. Mia, come here. And this, if I can get her to come up here without running from me. Come here. Because she knows she's not supposed to be in the hamster room. Come here. This is the husky.
Oh, she's adorable.
All right, get out of the office. Go.
Let her stay for a few minutes.
You hamster killer, you. Unless I'm pretty sure it was a team effort in between her and the cats that got rid of the last hamster.
Oh, look at the dog. Look at the dog. Oh.
No, she's a pretty puppy. She's a sweetheart. She's one I've never had to worry about around the kids or anything because she is just as gentle as she can be.
She loves the family.
Oh, yeah.
Huskies are great family dogs.
Oh, yeah, they are. Absolutely. Yeah. The only thing that I couldn't trust her around with for a little while was chickens because she had a chicken killing addiction.
Yeah.
Don't look at the hamster.
Think about the hamster.
Just go.
Yeah, as soon as she got the look, she was like, hamster. No, don't look at the rat. Just
Yeah, I fixed the wheel. You can barely see it now.
yeah. Now, if the hamster doesn't lick all the accuracy oil off of the wheel, we'll be okay.
Yeah.
If it does, we're gonna have to get hammy number 3. I don't know whether accuracy oil is toxic or not.
It says not for human consumption, but they put warning labels on every fucking thing.
Yeah, but that also means not for a hamster consumption either.
Does it mention causes cancer in California? Because it probably means it's perfectly safe.
So does air.
Well, we are talking about California.
So does the Californian government, but hey, you don't see me complaining.
Yeah. Dude, I had to order a part for a little lathe that I've got. And you could not order that part in California because apparently people were chewing on that part, and it was causing cancer in the state of California.
Yeah. Ooh, I like what Sam of Anarchy 92 says. He says, Hamster Assassin, starring Mia the Husky.
Yep. Oh, yeah.
There you
she
go.
She has help. Where do you
Who?
go? The same cat who likes to climb on my shoulder whenever I'm doing live streams. I'm pretty sure this is an accessory to hamster murder. And funny because they're the same colors. And they're both my wife's. My wife is the cat person. I've always been the dog person. However, this cat has taken up with me half the time, and this dog has completely taken up with my wife. It is like fucking backwards.
So you're trading off.
You have the snake.
Well, yeah, I do have the snake.
Out of 5 cats, a dog, a horse, 2 rats, you have 1 snake.
Yes.
Okay, don't let the snake get near the rat.
The snake won't eat the rats. The snake, being a hognose, is a toad addict and does not like furry things and will not eat the rats. He will hiss at the rats, but he will not eat them. We found that out when there were 3 rats living in a cage with him for 2 days, and all he did was sit there and bitch at them the whole time. Any other snake I've had would have eaten all 3 rats and called it a day.
Now, did you pick that snake up from outside, or did you get that from the store?
Oh no, that snake, yeah, that hognose came from hell, I was headed to her mom and dad's, and they lived way back in off a dirt road, and that hognose was crossing the road, and I went out and got it and caught it, and now it's my buddy.
He must really like you. Not really.
It's about the only thing that really likes me.
He probably would rather be out in the woods. You know.
Well, it would have much rather not got run over by a F-150 truck.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. That's true.
Oh man. Yeah, it's one of those nights.
It is. It is. That's why I jumped on here.
You can have that back. This is what I put up with constantly.
Well, you probably deserve half of it.
Minor compared to what I put up with you.
I wouldn't say that.
Okay.
I don't put you through near the hell I put them through.
No, it's true. It's true. It's true.
They listen to congressional hearings with me. You run like your hair's on fire.
You used to listen to that shit trying to go to sleep. I don't want to hear it.
I never listened to congressional hearings when I was trying to go to sleep.
What am I hearing? There's something going on.
That's perfect. That is perfect.
It's either the cat or the kids.
2 kiddos running around the other room. She's like, all of a sudden the fucking ETers popped up. Hold on, wait a second. But yeah, that's this whole thing. What are you thinking about? You're making the face.
I'm trying to figure out what else I'm working on at work.
This chick, I've not had my as much as I want a Galil, and I really, really want to build one.
I got one of those.
I have not had my hands on a Galil yet. She's sending me pictures of one the other day, like she's sending me booby pictures, going, "How don't you feel like it?" I just wanted to drive to her work and choke her.
No. See, that's when you respond saying, "I'd rather have boob pictures instead."
No, that's when I just have to remind her that I can actually tear down an AK completely down to its lowest parts and put it back together.
Right.
So can
Well, a Galil isn't that far off from an AK, so you could probably do the same thing to a Galil.
Oh yeah. Dude,
all it is really is just an AK and 5.56.
Yeah. It's been, I don't know, it's probably 6 months ago. There was a fucking hell of a smoking deal on a Galil parts kit. And I was looking for an 80% receiver because I wanted to build it from the ground up. And if I could have found the receiver, I would have built it.
I've seen
But I
people
could
just
not
use
find
like an
anybody
AK-74 receiver for the for like a Galil build before.
Oh yeah. But Galils, believe it or not, are a lot cheaper to build right now.
Yeah.
if you can find the receivers, because AK-74 parts kits are insane.
Yeah.
I mean, you're talking starting at like $2,000 just for a parts kit, if you can find one. That's not receiver. That's not all the other shit. That's just parts kit.
Yep.
And now apparently my 2-year-old and my 5-year-old have gotten each other in headlocks, and apparently one of them's getting a better deal than the other one.
Uh-oh, Ting Ting's out there. Watch out.
Oh, Ting, what's up?
I hope she didn't hear what I said earlier.
Well, you know, I'd say Ting does not hang out. Like, we'll do voice chats and stuff after dark streams, and Ting will not come in there and hang out. I'm pretty sure she's a Fed. That's what it is. Ting's a Fed. She's going to get us all locked up.
Well, she'll talk on Discord.
Man against the masses. Meme time. Man, when isn't it meme time for you, man?
Yeah. I think he says it's meme time to show his memes up.
Oh, shit. Dude, the other night on Dark Stream, man should have had enough memes to keep him busy for the next 5 years.
He probably
the first
does.
Couple minutes of that stream.
Yeah.
There's all the hand motion. I mean, he should have had enough material to keep him busy for the next at least a year.
Oh, he's saying check your IG. I gotta go check this now. Let's see how bad it is.
Use your Snapcaps today.
Hold on, I have to open this up. Oh, nope, it's going to be on the other one.
Checking your Instagram.
Yep. Because Man Against the Masses does some fucking hysterical goddamn memes. Oh, you remember already?
I do. You know, I'm pretty quick that way, right?
Well, you're pretty quick on some things.
You're talking about temper, ain't you?
Oh, yeah, I'm definitely talking about your temper.
Wow.
Yeah, talk about a hair trigger.
Hey, look, Flying Rich caught an alligator. No. Oh, no, that's a crocodile. Oh, my.
Oh, I'm on so many different things right now. That ain't funny.
Yes, you are.
You inch deep and wild wide.
I'm hoping we can get some pretty good video this weekend of hunting some gators. Because that is
Against the Masses. Meme unavailable due to supply chain issues. Thanks for your understanding. Oh, that's great.
Yeah, that's another one he sent me not too long back.
It was the mouse.
Oh, fuck, here comes the dog. Yep, that's about it.
That's about how it goes.
Yeah, dude, I'm thinking.
Ting says she's worse than a Fed. She's a Chinese Fed.
Yeah, well, there you go. No, I mean, which of course I'm joking with Ting because Ting's cool as fuck. So
yeah, no, Ting's cool.
Yeah, I mean, let's face it, we gotta like shame her into showing up on a damn video chat and at least hanging out. Which I don't think there's any shame in Ting because she'll kick all of our asses.
Right.
I mean, she's like Bruce Lee without the pecker. Well. I don't know.
I didn't know she.
I
don't
know
Ting was a kung fu master, but I won't dispute it.
Yeah, you don't hear the hamster running anymore. That's because I greased the wheel.
Actually, you oiled the wheel.
He should have done that 5 minutes ago.
It's accuracy oil. So
yeah, they use
oiled the
accuracy.
I just hope. I hope that the hamster is not dead tomorrow morning.
Yeah.
You gotta grease the wheel.
If we find him dead in the morning, all I gotta say is like Epstein, he didn't kill himself. He had some help.
And Man Against the Masses, I saw that picture of yours, and yes, that dress does make you look fat. So you might not want to get that one.
I don't know. I still got dared the other night. Apparently, I have to send Ghost Tactical a picture of me wearing a thong and a shoulder holster and flip flops.
I can make it happen.
So I just
Do
gotta,
it.
I got to get the shoulder holster. I can borrow one of your thongs.
Do you want the green one? Or the red lacy one?
Now I don't know. For Ghost Tactical, I might go red lacy.
I don't know. Wait,
Depending
it's gotta
on
match
if
the
it,
holster.
yeah, it's got to match the shoulder holster.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because I said something the other night on one of his streams, and I was in the chat and was like, yeah, I wear inside the waistband because, just a thong and flip flops. And he said something about a shoulder holster. So, yeah, I might have to do that.
Yeah. No, you do that. You do that. He'll cringe, and I want to see his face when you do, because it'll be epic.
Yeah, dude, I have to. If I ever do it, which I'm not saying I won't, I just have to find the right shoulder holster.
Right.
And it's going to have to work for a 1911. But yeah, when I send it to him, he has to video himself opening that goddamn picture of my fat, ugly ass in a goddamn thong and flip flops with a shoulder holster with a 1911.
Does it have to be a 1911?
Yes. Yeah, it's got to be a 1911.
HPS says next time use cooking oil to oil that wheel.
Yeah, that's about what I was thinking, but
corn oil, peanut oil, whatever cooking oil you got.
I mean, I have access to it.
Olive oil would work too.
100 Smith.
No, it's got to be 1911.
Okay.
No, you should. It should be a Desert Eagle.
Well, if I had access to a Deagle, that might work too.
I have a baby Deagle, but
Well, I got a baby Pegger, but that's beside the point.
Anaconda?
Mine's never been called that.
It's more of a hog nose, really.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah, it's more of a hog nose, really.
Yeah, and you guys can see why the hell she puts up with me at this point. Because
I don't know.
My sense of humor is actually rubbed off. Well, my sense of humor is rubbed off on her.
I think it's more so you're putting up with her.
Could be. Depends on the day. Yes, that wheel is awfully damn quiet now that there's actually.
You're welcome.
I tell you, if the hamster ain't dead in the morning, then we can go through that. What's going on, John Doe? What's up, Bert?
Yeah. Wow, some of these memes are pretty spicy.
Oh no, say it ain't so.
Yeah, yeah. They're good though.
Don't you do it. My nipples still have concrete burn.
Oh yeah, they do.
What were you two getting up to?
No, I've been fixing this poor concrete wall at the house, and I'm going up and down the ladder with like buckets full of concrete. Well, I didn't realize they were like rubbing the front of my shirt until my nipples started burning.
You missed a really good opportunity for a joke.
And yeah, let's just say concrete burn sucks. Concrete burns on your nipples suck even worse. Yeah. Let's just throw that out there for the crowd.
Huh. I never had that problem with concrete. Doesn't bother me.
It's my life. What can I say? I get into some seriously
messed up shit.
Yeah. If I actually video a whole lot of this gator season, you guys will probably see me do some really retarded shit involving a lot of dangerous situations. So we'll see how the video goes.
So you're saying we'll get an encore swamp people?
I'm saying take bets right now on whether or not Coop gets like eaten by an alligator, because it's come close in a couple of gator seasons.
I don't know about eating, but there's definitely a high possibility of you getting bit.
Oh, there's definitely a high possibility of getting bit. Yeah. There's the possibility of me getting bit in a gator season is
You didn't get bit last year or last time.
No, I didn't. It was a year before last. I had a 4-footer try to take my knee out.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Ripped my pants and everything. Left a hole in my knee.
I don't have that problem.
He was a crotchety little bastard, let me tell you.
we have we have alligators down here in South Carolina, but
Oh yeah.
you know, and my back property is like half of it's swamp and half of it's, you know, river and creek. But you know, I have had an alligator or two back there, but you know, 1 or 2 shots from a 308, no run away.
Yeah, well, we don't get to do them that way. And then this answers Ron Wayne's question. What do we hunt them with? Typically, I'll catch them on a snatch hook from a rod and reel, a big treble hook on a rod and reel. Then we'll get them up to a point where we can get a crossbow rig in them, which is an arrow with a certain tip in it with a line that goes to a buoy. Once we get that on them, then we get them up to the boat, and then we might get another line on them. Then we can shoot them. Then we can put them on the boat and square them away. So it's in Alabama and in Georgia, which we're hunting Georgia season. We have to have them to the boat and restrained before we can shoot them.
That reminds me.
Yeah, that reminds me. I still got to get my Georgia hunting license. But,
Well, they were loose. They were loose in my backyard where I have my range, and I wasn't taking any chances.
Yeah, well, you know,
hey, they ran off, and that's all that matters, you know.
Hey, do I need a small game permit?
yes, you're gonna need your small game.
Stupid, because I got the alligator permit.
I know, but you're gonna need your small game on top of your alligator permit. So you're gonna need your Georgia small game license on top of your alligator permit.
Bubba.
The rest of us don't have to have the alligator permit. We just have to have the small game license.
I know.
So we're going over hunting and fishing regs right now. So apparently,
I already paid $250 for that freaking alligator hunting.
You poor thing.
Yeah.
And you were all pissed because you didn't think you were going to get drawn for the alligator tag in the first place.
But I did.
Maybe you should go hunting for coyotes.
Well, this is the first season we've got to hunt in 2 seasons. So there for a while we were going back and forth where either I'd have a tag, she'd have a tag.
This is my first tag. It's you and your dad.
Buddies of ours would have a tag. So I was hunting about every single gator season. So this has been the dry spell for like the last 2 years. Now she got drawn. So
Small game?
yep. Yeah, you got to have your Georgia small game.
How is that considered small game?
Dude, they consider pigs small game. And last time I looked, I've shot some 350-pound pigs. They ain't small.
Hogzilla.
Put them on small game. That way people can
Yeah,
shoot them cheaper.
I know.
Yep.
Alligators are pretty much the same thing.
Even though they're closer to dinosaurs. She saw that, by the way.
Yeah, she did.
There's big game and then there's regular hunting. Is it just regular hunting?
It's probably your regular hunting. It's going to be $100 because I got to pay for mine tomorrow too.
Yeah.
Oh
yeah,
you
Miss
poor
Wayne.
thing.
Alligator is delicious.
Oh yes,
Alligator is
alligator
delicious.
is seriously delicious.
Yep.
You just have to make sure you get all the fat off the meat. If you get a piece of alligator fat, it seriously tastes like you just licked the bottom of the goddamn river.
I like deep fried gator tail.
Oh, well, yeah, which most people think when they think about eating alligator, they think alligator tail, but you can eat every single part of the alligator.
Oh, I know. I just like the alligator tail is my favorite.
Yeah, I didn't know it till year before last. My wife was looking at the jaws of the alligator are supposed to be some of the best meat off of them. I'd never eaten it before.
Fuck.
What are you? What are you
Don't look at my money.
about?
Don't look at my money.
Look at your.
Don't look at my money.
I'll look at you something.
Don't look at my money.
I'll look at you something.
I don't care. Don't look at my money.
It's either way you want to be about things.
That's my prerogative.
Let me borrow $10.
I bought you beer.
And
he needs more.
Oh hell.
Today's Thursday, right?
Yesterday, so
Yeah.
tomorrow's Friday.
Crap.
They follow in line, one between the other.
Yeah.
Which means I need to buy it today.
Yes, you need to buy it today. I like how you're struggling with this.
Struggling with what?
This spending $100 for your small game license. You're just like,
Considering
you went full Jew on me in the last like 2 seconds after having to buy $100 license. And for those of you who don't realize, that is not a knock against Jews, since I have a serious Jewish heritage in my family, which hopefully within the next week I will be able to show you something really cool about stuff like that.
Are you going to show us your pictures of your bar mitzvah?
Well, no, I actually did something for someone else's bar mitzvah, and I'm supposed to get some loot from someone else.
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, you know.
Yeah.
So I'm supposed to get some loot from someone else for doing this plasma cut for someone else's bar mitzvah. And it will be really cool. Which fuck me running. For those of you who don't know, I do plasma cuts and I hate painting with a passion. And today was another piece of proof why I hate painting. I went to throw the final coats on the plasma cuts I did for this guy, and they all started to crack and bubble. So I had to strip everything back down again, resand them, reprime them, and repaint them so I could try to get them done so I can mail them out tomorrow.
Hey,
I hate painting.
Question.
Did I mention I hate painting? I really hate painting.
You may have mentioned it before.
Huh.
Was I supposed to get a physical tag in the mail?
I have no idea how George is doing this shit right now. So I haven't seen any sort of physical tags coming in the mail like they've done before. So as long as you've got all your other stuff, we should be fine.
What if I don't have the tag?
As long as they didn't say they might not do the physical tag anymore. They might do the conservation tag when you bring the alligator hide in.
It's fine. Either way, I have.
Either way, if you have proof that you got drawn for the alligator hunt, we're going alligator hunting. And what can I say?
We're going alligator hunting.
Yeah, we're going alligator
I don't
hunting.
give a fuck.
Yeah.
Why do you keep laughing at me?
Because you are awful goddamn funny some days when you're not pissed off and everybody's not scared of you trying to duck under the nearest furniture like we're in an old 1950s nuclear fallout video.
I'm not that vicious.
Okay. And elephants aren't really big creatures, and they can fly and they flap their ears, and rattlesnakes won't hurt you, and
No, they won't. If you
if
shoot
you
them
try
in
to
the head.
start a shotgun, it won't blow your brains out.
And the Democrats will never try and take your guns.
This is true. That's another one of those factual things.
Yeah. Yeah, because they say it all the time. We don't want to take your guns. But all evidence to the contrary, though.
This message has not been downloaded from the server. Yeah, no fucking shit. Can you?
War Patriot, ever thought of chroming metal? Yes. I have thought of chrome plating. The setup for plating metals isn't too different than the setup for bluing materials. So yeah, that's definitely something I want to try.
You're better off nickel plating instead of chrome plating. Because nickel is a little easier.
Yeah. At this point, War Patriot, I will disagree with you there. There aren't too many more moderates left. You are either for something or against something, and there are very few people left in the middle.
It's really just you're either on the radical side or you're not.
Yeah, and then that's an argument I see from a lot of people. Well, what about the moderates? Well, I'm sorry if you're still on the bench.
Where are they? If you're still on the fence, where the hell have you fucking been?
Yeah, if you're still on the fence at this point, what have you been paying attention to? Because
I'd like to know whatever medication you're on so I can get some, so I can be as fucking oblivious as you.
Yeah, I would like to know because apparently you're so far into the matrix that you're not going to wake up. And if you're not going to wake up at this point, you're dead fucking weight.
Yeah.
And I'm going to cut you loose.
Yep.
And that's a conversation that I've seen with people, and I'm sorry, it's just you are either for freedom or you are for government. One of the two. There's an in between. What?
Fucking idiot.
No, the idiots are the ones that are for the government. That's not an in between.
Yeah. Ignorant.
No.
Just say yes. Just say yes. Just go with it.
Well, maybe if they're Karens.
Let me be great.
I'll let you be great.
Maybe if they're Karens. She lifted her finger there. That one. I saw that.
That's funny.
I wasn't pointing. It was like, oh yeah.
Most of the time, she shows me the finger. It's this one.
Yeah. Well, that's because you're married.
Oh, well, this is true.
Oh, I do it all the time.
Well, she did. Yeah. Well, she did that long before we were married. So.
Well, you probably deserved it.
Yeah, well, I did deserve it. I'll admit that one.
Yeah. So.
What are you doing now?
My phone, for some reason, if I go through like my mail and it's old mail, it won't pop up with what it says. So I'm having to go through on my computer.
So you're just like completely invading my space now.
Not completely.
I can leave.
You're gonna get yourself in trouble one of these days.
Oh, I get myself in trouble constantly. What are you talking about? Carolina, what's up, brother?
There's Carolina. You see what's going on?
Yeah, Carolina just showed up, I guess. Apparently, he wanted to miss all the pain too and just show up for the comedy.
I don't blame him. I don't blame him at all.
No, I don't blame him either. Fuck me. All this ghost gun and the regulations coming down and stuff right now, which pretty much all you guys in the chat know, it's all insane. It's not going to stop anything.
Nope.
But it will, however, take a lot of us that try to be law abiding and put us in a bunch of damn legal jeopardy. Much like with the FRT triggers right now, where you have the ATF showing up at someone's house going, hey, you got a machine gun. I'm sorry, no, I don't. This does not fit the legal definition of a machine gun. There's a legal definition for a reason. But it's where we're at today, where the ATF can just change the meaning of words, not change definitions, not change laws, not go through Congress. They can just change the meaning of words and then go throw some poor bastard in prison. It beats all I've ever seen. It really does.
Mind your business.
Aren't you supposed to be like in the kitchen barefoot and cooking?
I don't know how to cook chicken.
How do you not know how to cook chicken?
Because I'm not very good at frying. I don't.
What did you just do?
I touched it. I'm sorry. I don't fry
That's
stuff.
not
very
normally
well.
what you say when you touch it, but okay. It's a fryer. All you have to do is plug it in and drop chicken in it.
The last time I did that, they turned out gooey. I want crispy hot wings. Like crunchy. I don't want slimy hot wings.
Well, don't cook slimy hot wings. If you don't see the look of fuck you, eat shit and die I'm getting right now.
I can totally tell.
Yes, dear.
Oh yeah, that was another response I got for a long time.
Oh, you got that one before we got married, definitely.
Oh yeah, I got that one long before we got married. Whenever I heard yes, dear, before we got married, that was an automatic meaning. Yeah, you can eat a sack and die.
Well, in fact, that was before we even started dating.
Oh yeah, that too.
That was funny shit.
Too many choices. One says only ghost gun I've ever seen was the proton pack from Ghostbusters.
Yeah, that's about it. Yeah, and then you still had to have the trap to throw out there to push the ghost into to trap him.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just the insanity right now on this stuff is just, it's mind-boggling. So hopefully JSD 1776, some other people can actually get this stuff enjoined to where they can block it, send it back to the courts, and then we can actually have our rights back.
These guys.
But I'll tell you what, guys, I want to catch Dark Stream, so I am going to shoot out of here. Love all you guys. If you're not following DLD After Dark, you need to get off your happy ass and go get on DLD After Dark stream, because he's going to be starting up in just a little bit. No. Bob, you're late.
Hold up. Warsaw says at Night Strike, theoretically, if Ghost Tactical built one, wouldn't it make it a ghost gun? No, it would make it a Ghost Tactical ghost gun.
Yeah, that is true, because he is Ghost Tactical, so it'd be a Ghost Tactical gun.
No, Ghost Tactical ghost gun.
Yeah. So yeah, we got to get Ghost Tactical to build more ghost guns, and then we'll all be good.
Right.
Hold on, man says check your IG before you go. Hold on, so I got to pull it.
Anyway,
because I got shit going on like 3 different things right now.
You do.
It says I'm supposed to be mailed a tag, a physical tag.
Oh man, you dirty! I love you to death. I got to do a screen share. Hold on, because we got to share this. Let's go with the whole screen share. And where's that? What did I do with it? Hold on, I got to shrink it down over here. Come on, you dirty computer! Don't you let me down now. I'm gonna fucking shoot you. I'm gonna shoot my computer. You might see it. If you see a bright flash and my computer shuts off, that's probably what happened. Come on, computer.
Could be worse.
Okay.
Could have lost a pinky.
Well, I haven't lost any pinkies. So let's see whether everybody can see Coop and a thong at the range.
There you go. There you go.
Thankfully, your butt's a little better than that.
Oh, yes, my ass is better than that. But man against the masses, you approve yet again. You are the fucking man, and I love you. So anyway, I'm going to shut this down, guys, because I'm going to catch DLD stream. So you guys will see me in the chat. Be there or be square, or actually be there or be a fed, or actually be a fed and be there. Either way, just be in Dark's chat, God damn it. And let's go have some fun.
Yep.
So I love you guys. We'll see you in a little bit. Later, perps.